Ice Hogs Nation! Welcome to the BMO Harris Bank Center and tonight's American Hockey League game between the Milwaukee Admirals and your Rockford Ice Hogs! Now welcome to the ice, Hamilton E-Hogs! Help us in giving a warm welcome to the coaching and hockey operations staff for the 2016-17 Rockford Ice Hogs. General Manager Mark Bernard, Head Coach Ted Dent, Assistant Coach Derek King, Athletic Trainer DJ Jones, Equipment Manager Russ Holden, Developmental Goaltending Coach Peter Aubrey, Skating and Skills Development Coach Kevin Delaney, Development Coach Yannick Perot, Development Coach Anders Sorensen, Strength and Conditioning Coach Shane Lawson, Assistant Equipment Manager Brady Lake, Video Coach Adam Gill, and Massage Therapist Mike Harling. Now, let's welcome out to the ice your 2016-2017 Rockford Ice Hogs! Number 5, a defenseman from Carmel, Indiana, Cameron Schilling. Defenseman from Nynäshamn, Sweden, number 6, Eric Gustafsson. A defenseman from Novi, Michigan, number 7, Nolan Ballou. A right wing from Hancock, Michigan, number 10, Tanner Caro. A right wing from Hamilton, Ontario, 13, Spencer Abbott. A center from Mississauga, Ontario, 14, Chris D'Souza. A right wing from Burnsville, Minnesota, 15, Tyler Barnes. A center from Markham, Ontario, 16, Sam Carrick. A right wing from Tempe, Arizona, 17, Jeremy Langlois.
And welcome out here to the BMO Harris Bank Center for our first home game of the 2016-2017 season. Certainly excited to get things going here tonight as the Rockford Ice Hogs will have a chance to defend home ice for the very first time this year. They're coming off a nice 2-1 win over the Grand Rapids Griffins. That happened just last night on the road, of course. Rockford, a hard-fought game in that one after falling in a pair of contests against tomorrow's opponent, the Cleveland Monsters, to start the season. I'm Bob Mills with you all season long. Joining me today is Tim Mattilla, a pretty accomplished guy, certainly in his own right, part of the Illinois Hockey Hall of Fame. And Tim, certainly appreciate you being with us, and we'll get a chance to have you up here quite a bit this year as well.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to it. This is very exciting for me. Yes.
Yeah, absolutely. And as a person who's certainly familiar with not just the Rockford Ice Hogs organization, but hockey across Illinois as well, we're really looking forward to the insight that you have to bring. Can you give the listeners here just a little bit more information about some of your background?
Well, okay, yeah, without boring everybody, I mean, we won 16 state championships.
All right.
So out of, in 25 years. And we put at least 10 girls and 10 boys that have come through our club into Division I hockey.
All right.
My son was drafted by the Islanders and played at Dartmouth.
There you go.
So those are some good things there, right? Without sounding, that's probably, I coached Phil Kessel and Jack Skilly.
Hey, all right.
So there's some name dropping going on.
There you go. I actually have played against Phil Kessel, not Jack Skilly, but
okay.
Yeah,
well, Phil Kessel will go right to the net and run right through the net, wouldn't he?
Yeah, he would. He was good from day one, if I recall that correctly.
As a mite, he was special.
I'll bet he was at that.
Yeah.
So anyway, we really appreciate you joining us today. You'll be with us tomorrow as well, and for a good chunk of the games going forward here this season. Taking a quick look at this Rockford Ice Hog squad, of course, we'll have a little bit of an extended pregame show tonight with the entire team being the announced home opener. We've got a special banner raising ceremony as well. But looking at this team on paper right now, I think that the first 3 games for the Rockford Ice Hogs shouldn't be too much of a surprise with the way those have broken down. We've had a sort of an opportunity to see this team play strong defensive hockey. We've gotten good goaltending, both from Lars Johansson as well as from Matt Carruth when they've been in the cage, and a lot of low-scoring games. Off the bat, you look at this team for the Rockford Ice Hogs, and I think on paper that's what you expect to see out of them. The depth in the Chicago Blackhawks organization on defense really grew over the course of the summer. And for Rockford now, I think the bigger question mark is maybe a little bit more of where does some of that secondary scoring, the top-level scoring is certainly here. We saw Spencer Abbott find the score sheet. Tanner Carroll already leading the team in scoring. But I think what you're looking for out of the Ice Hogs as the season starts to develop is, can you get that good production out of your second, third, and, of course, your fourth lines as well?
Well, that's a good point. And no, small sample size. So we're talking
Exactly.
3 games. It's really unfair. Okay, so a guy has 2 goals and now he's the leading scorer.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Yep.
So that being said, the Blackhawks right now, I think 43% of their guys that are playing in Chicago or played in Rockford.
Yeah.
Something ridiculous. So and Ted has to deal with this all year. They're going to keep pulling guys up and pulling them back. So you got to have guys, like you said, that can fill the space. And so, you know, it's going to be interesting to see, but I have not seen the team like you have, so I'm just curious to watch and see the skill sets. But is there a Tavo in your mind? Is there a guy that has that extra vision, that hockey IQ? Do you see any of that going on?
Well, that's what's so fun, I think, about the American Hockey League is everybody sort of has that open slate coming into the season. You never know what a guy could potentially blossom into, and I think maybe the guy last year who you would have pegged to be that sort of the playmaker style of player turned out to be Vincent Hinostroza, and I think he lived up to the billing on that one. Ended up being the first rookie in Ice Hog history to actually lead the team in scoring overall.
Wow.
But it happened sort of all of a sudden where he was a player that people were excited about. You could see the offensive flashes that were coming from him all year long. But he hadn't scored a goal through mid-December, and all of a sudden he gets that first puck in the back of the net, and it's like the light switch went off, and all of a sudden he's unstoppable for the rest of the year, and then he finds himself on Chicago to start the year this year. So, you know, whether or not there's a player that we'll see do that this year, who knows? I mean, I think there's plenty of candidates on this roster. We already mentioned Tanner Carroll, who he came into the Rockford Ice Hogs at the tail end of the 14-15 season, and you couldn't stop him from putting pucks in the back of the net. And that's how his year started last year, and then he earned a recall to Chicago, eventually found his way back here to Rockford, and then right off the bat again this season, he's got points in 2 of the 3 games the Ice Hogs have played so far, so he might be an early front runner for maybe a player who can take that next step offensively. We've seen Mark McNeil time in and time out for his entire career with the Rockford Ice Hogs be a guy who's dependable, putting pucks in the back of the net as well. So maybe he's a guy that takes that next step this season if there's an opening up with Chicago. So like I said, I think for me, coming into a season in the American Hockey League, that's sort of where the excitement is you can go up and down this lineup and everybody's got a chance to make that next step, to do something big. And the question will be who manages to find a way to make that happen.
That's a great point. And so I read a couple weeks ago, 88% of all NHL players last year were AHL alums. So, I mean, you're talking about, we're looking at the second best league in the world.
Yeah.
You're freaking kidding me? So, I mean, and so you get to see these guys every day. So McNeil, I always thought was going to be up. He's back here, right?
Yeah, he is. Yep.
But I think he's going to be gone. Don't you?
I mean,
you never know, right?
Right, it's impossible to tell, but his resume certainly would give you reason to believe that. With the way he's always a 20-25 goal scorer.
Yeah,
so,
I mean,
he's the type of guy who's, I think, proved that he can score here and sort of just waiting for that opportunity to blossom in the NHL.
Yeah, no, I mean, you got a great job right now. Well, I think Mike Peck used to say this is the 33rd best job in the world because there's 32 NHL teams, right? And this is the next best, right?
There you go.
Okay.
I could live with that for sure.
Yeah.
Absolutely, and it's been funny. We had a good time last year. My first year here going through the course of the season. We're looking forward to another exciting season this time around, and hopefully they can open up on home ice here a little bit better than the way the team opened up at home last year. They came out a little bit flat against the Texas Stars and lost 2 games by some big numbers. But after that, it almost serves as a catalyst for the Rockford Ice Hogs, who then were nearly unstoppable for the next month and a half after that and surged all the way to first place. So while it's always nice to win your home opener, it makes everybody Feel good, certainly. It's definitely not an indicator for how your season is going to go, what the final score is tonight.
Great point. I mean, yeah, one game that does nothing. But that being said, first of all, pretty good crowd considering the Cubs are playing tonight.
Yeah.
Let's be honest. No, I'm told we're going to kind of keep up. Are we going to do updates with that? Or is that a bad PR move?
I don't know.
That's your
if
call.
someone feeds them to us, we'll be happy to shoot them forward. So
Okay.
we'll see what happens.
Yeah, but no, otherwise you're right. I mean, one game doesn't mean much, but I think it's frustrating for Ted Dent. That being said, he got his extension in 2019. They're always in the Stanley Cup push, so they're not going to win the Calder Cup because 10 of their best players are moving up and playing Black Aces, right, with the Blackhawks.
Yeah, we'll see if that works out this year. For now, though, we'll send it down towards the ice for the national anthem.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rockets' red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the
And with that, we are pretty much ready to go here tonight. Looking forward to an exciting contest between the Rockford IceHogs as well as the Milwaukee Admirals. Home opener here tonight for Rockford. Take an opportunity here to look through the starting lineups for the two teams, courtesy of the YMCA of the Rock River Valley. They offer several programs to challenge your mind and body. For membership information, look them up on the web at rockfordymca.org. For the Rockford IceHogs, they are starting on the blue line. Number 8, Victor Svedberg. He'll be lined up with number 32, Carl Dahlstrom. An awful lot of size in that defensive pairing. Up front, Jake Dowell is in the middle. Martin Lundberg and Kyle Vaughn flank him on the wings. Lars Johansson getting the start in the cage for his second straight game. For the Milwaukee Admirals, it's Petter Granberg on the blue line, lined up alongside number 52, Matt Irwin. Up front, it's Felix Girard. He's in between Adam Payerl and Mike Liambis. Puck drops its center. We are underway here for game number 1 of the home portion of the 2016-17 season. We get a whistle right off the bat, and what do you know, that'll give us a chance as well to look through the scratches for tonight's contest. Out of the lineup for Rockford tonight, Chris D'Souza, Tyler Barnes, Bryn Chiswick, Evan Mosey. Milwaukee has a bunch of guys out of lineup tonight because of a little bit of an issue with the Nashville Predators. Had a bit of a sickness, it sounds like. Jonathan Diaby is out, as is Harry Zolnerchek, Sean O'Donnell, Trevor Smith, Austin Watson, Frederick Goudreau, all out of lineup for the Milwaukee Admirals. And your starting netminder for Milwaukee, by the way, is an old member of the Rockford IceHogs, was one of their goaltenders last season, Mark Vicentine. So we'll get a chance to see how he's maybe improved over the summer.
Yeah. So you talk about Swedberg, he's 6'9". People don't realize, but Chara played 5 years in the American Hockey League before he ever got to get to the Boston.
Yeah.
So, I mean, it just takes a while for taller guys to maybe catch up to the speed of the game.
Weird bounce off a linesman right out in front on a wrister by Payerl is fired just over the top of the bar. Puck settles back down in behind the cage and then is whipped around to the near side boards. Chance to put the puck on goal from Irwin is off the skate blade of a defender out in front, and with it the IceHogs are able to clear. Lundberg got shouldered off the puck, taking it down the right wing side, then held in by Svedberg, who stepped up nicely on the play. He reaches through the neutral zone again, but Payerl able to get around him before being shouldered right out of the play. Good hit that time from Martin Lundberg, and that gives the Rockford IceHogs a chance to collect. Just about a minute into period number 1. No score in the contest. Rockford in the white jerseys moving left to right. It is the Milwaukee Admirals in the dark blue, trimmed with the baby blue. Tanner Carroll got shouldered down to the ice by Mike Liambis and looks to be in a little bit of pain. Liambis gets tied up now, and the gloves come off, although it's only for Liambis. I believe that it's McNeil who's tied up with him initially. And everybody breaks up on the play. Oh, pardon me, I think that check was actually delivered by Jimmy Olney, 47 as opposed to 17, so my apologies there. Jimmy Olney laying that check on Tanner Kara, who went down in a heap but was able to get up and appears, at least for now, to be all right. He's gone back to the bench, not directly to the locker room.
You know, a clean hit, but still, when you have a star player, somebody's got to say something when that happens. You know what I'm saying? It's just a message.
I think it was received. Mark McNeil, we talked about his scoring prowess, but he's no stranger to dropping the mitts either, and he's a pretty good fighter as well, so he can kind of do it all, can Mark McNeil, sort of that quintessential power forward as the puck is worked forward by Milwaukee off the draw. Kamenev chasing after it, and back is Cameron Schilling, first one to collect for Rockford. His pass deflects back out to center. That's where Olney is able to find it. He and Carrick trade a few shoves as the puck is spun around the wall, turned over by Rockford. Down the right side, sent toward the front of the net. That one off the side of the cage before it's collected by Pontus Aberg back around the left wing. He puts it down to the corner where it's whipped around the boards over to the right wing side. Popped up into the air and then back down towards the near side wing where it is trapped by Aberg for a snapshot that gets deflected high and wide of the net. Held on to at the blue line. Puck is punched back in down low. There's Alexander Carrier to hold the puck into the zone. It comes back around to Carrier off the right side, and a penalty call is upcoming here. It looks like Kamenev is off to the box, which is the reason for the stoppage in the whistle, slashing the penalty indicated down on the ice. And Rockford has not had a fight yet this season in the first 3 games. The Admirals have only had one player get into a fight, but it's been pretty nasty even over the first minute and 53 seconds here.
Yeah, I didn't realize that, but I mean, certainly sometimes guys need to get in a fight just to get themselves noticed. But if you notice, in professional hockey, everybody plays man-to-man, and yet then you still kind of get into your zone when they're going D to D and stuff. Sometimes you wonder if they're really playing man-to-man because they had some guys open in the slot that shouldn't really be there.
Yeah, a couple of good looks for Milwaukee on that last shift, but the Ice Hogs now to the power play. It's their first of the game. The Admirals have been pretty strong in the penalty kill so far, although taking penalties is something that has become commonplace early on in the season. The Admirals averaging 8 per game. They've only given up a few power play goals, however, killing off 87.5%. Here's a shot from the blue line. Gustafsson drives it to the cage, and that was knocked aside by Vicentin. The Ice Hogs are coming off a game in Grand Rapids in which the team went 2 for 2, went up a skater. Both goals in Grand Rapids last night for Rockford, scored with the man advantage. Here's a turnover in front. Johnson fires, save made. Vicentin across. Johnson rings it off the goalpost. He was so close to goal number 1 of his pro career, and I believe that one caught the iron behind Vicentin and did stay out. And it comes back eventually to Polka to reset. What a chance, though, there by Johnson. So here's Polka with 1 minute left on the power play. Brandon Mashinter down the wall is able to sweep it around the boards, back over to Carrick off the left side. He traps the puck there, got nudged on the play. Langlois comes over to help out. Carrick then in behind the net, gave the puck to Mashinter. Worked it back now to the blue line as Langlois skipped it to Svedberg. Puck hopped on him, really nothing he could do about that one. And Polka forced to retreat and get the feed from Svedberg in the neutral zone. 35 seconds left on the Rockford power play. Langlois walks in, centering feed. Mashinter tied up nicely. Loose puck to Carrick. Now Svedberg with a drive. That one kicked out nicely by Vicentin. Down to Carrick, makes a man miss. Tries to walk out in front, but a tangle up out in front of the net delivered by Brandon Mashinter, I believe, will put an end to this Rockford power play. Mashinter to the penalty box. 23 seconds of 4-on-4 upcoming, and then it'll be the Admirals' turn to go to the man advantage.
So if you noticed, the Ice Hogs twice did one-timers from the defenseman instead of maybe carrying it and moving the puck. Just interesting if that's their concept, but they didn't carry it and possess it. They just shot it on one-timer.
That seemed to be a little bit of a focus for Rockford after the opening weekend in Cleveland, where the team saw quite a few shots blocked towards the front of the net.
Okay.
Although part of that is, of course, that the Cleveland Monsters are a very strong team when it comes to getting in the shooting lanes. They carry that over from last year, certainly with a strong defensive core. It definitely worked for Rockford last night, getting pucks on goal quickly. And nearly had a power play goal right there as well. Would have been 3 power plays in a row, except for a goal post that came off the stick of Johnson. Here's a puck cleared down ice by the Ice Hogs. 4-on-4 was underway, and it misses the side of the net by about a half an inch, and it goes for icing. So we'll get another face-off deep down in the Rockford defensive zone. 16-19 left in the first, still 12 seconds of 4-on-4.
You talk about shot blocking, and quite honestly, that's a stat that everybody counts now, where 10 years ago it was just an accident. Now that's a focus. You know what I'm saying?
It is odd how the game changes. Teams always looking for additional ways to find a way to keep pucks out of the back of the net, but you mentioned it. Even your star players nowadays are certainly expected to drop down and block shots. See it at most levels of hockey. Here's the puck down the left side as the Admirals go to the power play. It's Aberg taking it wide and then dropped it off to the far side boards. Gathered up by Matt Irwin. He is second in the American Hockey League among defensemen when it comes to putting pucks to the front of the net. So watch for him to be pulling the trigger tonight. Cross ice feed to Aberg. Had to catch it in his skates. Now takes it down behind the net. Left it away off to the side of the cage as Kamenev had it briefly. Tapped off his stick blade to Irwin. Poked away by PC Labrie. Not enough to free up the puck out of the zone. A snapshot off the right wing side. Maybe caught a bit of the pad of the goaltender Johansson. Looked like it got deflected in front as well. And with it, the Ice Hogs able to get back out to center. No further though. Kamenev right back into the zone. Loose puck bounced away off to the far side and is eventually gathered up right there to be swung deep by Florek. Dahlstrom knocked the puck aside from Aberg. It's back to the blue line for Murphy. He had a pretty good rookie season last year. A few good scoring streaks, but Rockford able to intercept the pass here. Clearing the puck all the way down ice. Just 30 seconds left on the power play for Milwaukee. Irwin, rink-wide feed. Nice move at the blue line, and offside is called. That might have prevented a penalty against Rockford as I don't know if it was Svedberg over on that far side, got his stick tangled up in his skate blade, but since the offside whistle was assessed, tripping will not be. Still 26 seconds left here on this Milwaukee power play.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking. If they didn't call the offsides, I think we have a penalty. So you're right, good call.
So we'll get a face-off in the neutral zone here. It's Mark McNeil who will step in for the face-off. Locked up with Girard and then did a nice job to power the puck forward, forcing Milwaukee to start deep from their own zone with 20 seconds left here on the man advantage for the Admirals. 14:45 to go first period. No score so far in the opening frame. Through center ice, fed off to the right wing side. Quick give and go play. But Anthony Richard was checked closely. Not able to get a shot off. It comes back to Gortz. Then down the right wing side to be played into the corner. Tap back up to the blue line out of the penalty box. Maschinter couldn't get there in time to disrupt the shot, and then a big rebound off the end wall. Nearly was dangerous to Rockford. Instead, the Ice Hogs will counter. Maschinter tried to thread the needle to Caro right out in front of the net. He had his stick lifted. It rolls harmlessly in on the goaltender, Mark Vicentine, who's able to cover that one up. 14-16 left to go in the first period. We're all back to 5-on-5 hockey. No score so far.
So, we were talking about small sample size. Milwaukee's 3-0, and they have a power play percentage of 11. So, obviously, if you're 15-0, you're not going to have an 11% power. You know what I'm saying? It's just, there's only 3 games, so it's
That's
really
right.
hard. Yeah.
It's hard to take too many stats into account early on this season. It's easy to see an aberration. I was actually talking with their broadcaster, Aaron Sims, before the start of this contest, and he had mentioned sort of the same thing where they've only played 3 games coming into this contest. They'd already given up 24 power play opportunities against, and he sort of said the same thing, like, you're not very often going to find yourself way on the positive side of being 500 if you're averaging 8 times shorthanded a game. Yeah. It's just one of those quirky things that happen. You would think Milwaukee, as things go forward, will find a way to stay out of the penalty box a little bit better, as they're a team that skates well. Meanwhile, the puck is chipped down to the Rockford zone. Tanner Caro there to pick it up, avoids a hit opportunity that was sent by Mike Liambus, who was also a member of this Rockford Ice Hogs team last year. Liambus looked like it shook him up a little bit, may have got a stick up high, but he's certainly a tough customer, stays out there on the ice. Puck down along that right wing wall was taken into the zone by Eric Robertson, turned immediately away by the Rockford Ice Hogs. Then it's Olney, able to punch the puck back out to the neutral zone. Now gathered up by Spencer Abbott. Ice Hogs control to Polka. Cross to Nolan Valou, getting an opportunity to play in his first game of the season here tonight after being scratched from the lineup in the first 3 games. Puck all the way back down to the Ice Hogs end. Lars Johansson There to play it around the boards to Cameron Schilling. Puck is popped back out to center ice, regained by the Admirals along the left wing, flung down to the Rockford zone. That one delivered by Kamenev. Comes loose out in front for a backhand opportunity that misses wide of the net. Kamenev handles it again down to the left side corner, stood up by Luke Johnson. Now it's Mashinter for the Rockford IceHawks. He finds center ice, flips the puck into the corner. Chasing it is Langlois. He got locked up along the boards as the puck rolls back out in front and is covered up by the netminder. Mark Vicentine able to hang on to it there. 12 minutes, 42 seconds still left to go in period number 1. We've got no score between the Rockford IceHawks and the Milwaukee Admirals. We'll take a quick step aside for now, but we've got more IceHawks action coming your way just after this right here on your Rockford IceHawks Broadcast Network.
IceHawks 2016-17 season. Season tickets offer a number of exciting benefits, including up to a 33% savings off of individual game prices, an exclusive season ticket holder entrance that opens 15 minutes early for every game, and the same seat guaranteed for all 38 home games. Along with season tickets, the IceHawks also offer 20 game plans and special mini packs. To purchase season tickets, visit IceHawks.com or call 815-847-6399. Rockford IceHawks Hockey, it's your game. AHL fans, you can be part of the conversation on the AHL's social media channels. Follow at the AHL on Twitter and Instagram, and keep up to date with the AHL on Facebook. Also, check out the AHL.com on your desktop or mobile device to keep up to date with the latest happenings around the league. Download the official AHL app, available in the Apple App Store and on Google Play, to get the latest news, scores, and highlights while you're on the go.
Welcome back out here to the BMO Harris Bank Center. Bob Mills with you here. IceHawks and Admirals in a 0-0 score. We've got 5-on-5 hockey. Here's the puck off the attacking zone draw, recovered by Rockford. Gustafson with a one-timer off the right wing side. That puck just got deflected wide of the goalpost. Comes down into the corner now as it's looped around in behind the net. Getting a stick blade there is Dowell. PC Labrie in to help out. This is a line that can certainly get in on the forecheck. Labrie, Dowell, and Lundberg. Three players that know how to grind it out. Lundberg comes in for a big hit. Sort of glanced off his man and then went head first into the corner. Good to see everybody was okay. Trevor Murphy, the defender, who just got out of the way of that thunderous check that was delivered by Lundberg. And then the puck rolled back down into the Rockford zone. Lars Johansson rings the puck around the boards. Had to be fired quickly down ice. It comes off the stick of Robin Norrell. It forces Rockford into an icing situation. 11:59 still left to go. Period number 1. No score between Rockford and Milwaukee.
Okay, so I apologize, but I got distracted by Mike Peck. And
Who
you can
doesn't get
understand it.
distracted by Mike Beck?
I mean, just when he walks in the room, you're distracted. I don't know how his wife does it. Got to be honest.
11:59 to go in period number 1. Shots on goal favoring the IceHawks 7-2. Not sure that it's truly indicative of the scoring chances that we've seen so far in the game. Those I would peg to be fairly similar. Each team has had a power play chance. Here's Labrie winning a puck battle, able to swing a backhand dump into the Milwaukee zone. Skipped off the glass, back out to center as Carl Dahlstrom controls at his own blue line. Forward quickly to be deflected into the offensive end by the Rockford IceHawks. Mark McNeil on the forecheck, being joined by Tanner Carroll. And then Svedberg stepped up nicely, left side, held the zone, tried to make a move, got stood up a bit, but was able to kick the puck into the corner. Carroll joining that offensive pressure, but it's moved out towards Richard, who's able to snap the puck through the neutral zone, only to be picked off by Dahlstrom. Carroll then cycles backwards to Spencer Abbott. He leaves it down the left side. McNeil walks in with a wrister, blocked down in front off the end wall. Mark Vicentine saw that one coming and was able to jump on top of the puck. Maybe a situation where being quite familiar with this arena helped out the goaltender. 11:02 still left in the first. It's a 0-0 score between Rockford and Milwaukee.
So Swedberg being a defenseman, if he's a forward, I'm okay with that toe pull, but I think as a defenseman, he should have gone ahead and shot that puck, you know, because now you get committed in deep and yeah, you just got caught. So that's just a, you know, it's an opinion. It doesn't mean squat, but you know what I'm saying? It's like, I like forwards, I'm okay with that, but a defenseman, you're the last man. So.
And it's a situation, too, where if you're a forward on the ice, you have to realize that your defender has pinched in there and go back, cover his position at the blue line.
Yeah,
to
great call.
prevent an odd man rush there, which the Ice Hogs executed well.
Yeah, good call.
So here's the puck off the left side. Svedberg able to step up again. He can cover so much ice with that long stick reach that he has, a 6'9" defenseman. Puck is played off the boards by the goaltender Vicentine. Not enough to clear as Luke Johnson hit a goalpost earlier in the contest. Able to recover. Tried to cycle up to the left side point where Svedberg was waiting, but it was broken up by Aberg. Aberg then turned over to Johnson. He fires the wrister, and that one kicked out by Vicentine. Comes loose off the left side. Mashinter sent one over the top of the bar. Comes loose to Johnson off the right half boards. Begins to walk in. Wrist shot off a body in front. Mashinter to the rebound. Able to shield it behind the net and then leaves it for Johnson. Back to Mashinter. Out in front. Quick chance by Langlois. Was being pushed as he released it, and it ends up missing wide of the net. Now Billy Polka up from the high slot area. Wanted to snap a puck in on goal, but he mishandled it. And with it, the Ice Hogs will have to come back out to the neutral zone. Jake Dowell, fresh out of the ice surface, moved the puck to the left side to Schilling, who flipped it into the offensive zone. Dowell finishes his check in the left corner. Puck moved away to the near side wing. In on the forecheck was Lundberg to break up the opportunity to clear. Still the Admirals with control. Another clearing chance, this time held by Bond. Tried to get rid of it quickly and hit it off a skate blade before the puck popped up in the air and ended up going back out towards center ice. Now it's down to the Rockford zone, pushed up to Lundberg. Got his first North American professional goal in yesterday's game, and here gets hit hard off the left side by Peril. Popped right back up, though, did Lundberg. Able to keep the puck free to the high slot. Bond, right side, Carrick with a wrister. It's off the tip of the glove of Vicentine. All the way around to the left side wing, where Gustafson hangs on there for Rockford. Puck is then poked away. Good work by Peril, and he gets it all the way back down into the Rockford Ice Hog defensive zone. It's gathered up here by Gustafson. He wanted to thread the needle to Carrick. Puck is turned over in the defensive end. A wrister off the right side circle. Good stop made on the play by Johansson. And eventually the puck is worked behind the net. Overskated Gustafson. And a one-time try off the right wing side. Opportunity came to Eric Robinson. And the stop that time was made by Vicentine. I'm all over the map right now. That one was stopped by Johansson with 8:54 left in the first. It's a 0-0 score. We'll take a quick break for now. We've got more Ice Hogs action coming your way after this right here on your Rockford Ice Hogs Broadcast Network.
When the Ice Hogs win, you win. Back this season, the Rockford Ice Hogs are continuing winning weekdays presented by Fast Fuel. Each time the Ice Hogs win a home game held Monday through Wednesday, everyone in attendance wins a free ticket to the next weekday home game. Dollar Days are back for the 2016-17 season as the Ice Hogs are offering $2 beers, sodas, and companion tickets for every weekday home game. To get tickets, call 815-968-5222 or visit icehogs.com. Rockford Ice Hogs Hockey. It's your game. AHL fans, you can be part of the conversation on the AHL's social media channels. Follow at the AHL on Twitter and Instagram and keep up to date with the AHL on Facebook. Also, check out the AHL.com on your desktop or mobile device to keep up to date with the latest happenings around the league. Download the official AHL app, available in the Apple App Store and on Google Play, to get the latest news, scores, and highlights while you're on the go.
Welcome back out here to the BMO Harris Bank Center. Home opener tonight for the Rockford Ice Hogs. Good crowd on hand. They've been noisy early on. It's been a good contest between the two clubs. Shots on goal 10-4 favoring Rockford with 8:54 left in the first and a face-off in the Ice Hog defensive zone. It's gathered up by Milwaukee. A snapshot off the right wing side. Never did find its way to the front of the net. Ends up loose behind the cage. Quick wraparound opportunity for Robinson, but he couldn't get it back in on goal. It was gathered up by Svedberg, who had his stick lifted. Puck taken away by Aberg. Down the boards, right wing side. And a goal post hit by the Admirals. Now each team has hit one. As Carrick able to take it away back down ice. A clean one off the goalpost that time. No doubt that it stayed out of the net. And then as the Ice Hogs dump it in, it's covered up by the Admirals goaltender Mark Vicentine. 8:26 left in the first. No score so far.
So, we're watching the game. It's 10 shots to 4 shots, but it doesn't feel like it, does it to you?
No, not at all.
And you've seen a ton of hockey games. It doesn't feel like we're just kicking their butts with shots on goal.
I completely
numbers
agree.
Wise, yeah.
Yeah, exactly. It's kind of one of those weird situations where I think the Rockford Ice Hogs have been able to direct a lot of pucks toward the front of the net, and they've done a nice job of either blocking shots or forcing the Admirals to shoot wide. I think if we had a count on total number of shots attempted by the two teams, that number would probably be much closer than the 10-4 that we see on the board right now.
Great point. Yeah.
So here we go. This time an attacking zone draw, but it's won by Milwaukee in their own end. Good pinch by Schilling off the left side. He read that play beautifully to hold the puck in the zone. Still the Admirals hold on to the puck, and this time lifted high up in the air by Irwin and all the way back down to the Rockford end. That will go for icing. 8:12 now left to go first period. A 0-0 contest between Rockford and Milwaukee. So we will get an attacking zone draw coming up here for the Ice Hogs. Each team has hit a goalpost already in this game.
Yeah, we tell our players to hit the inside of the pipe, not the outside of the pipe. It's just a skill set.
Yeah, it's or a suggestion, you know.
Yeah.
Some people maybe like hitting goalposts. Here's Polka, drives one on goal right from the right side point. Vicentin down to the butterfly, made the save. Loose puck to Irwin, and he uses the glass over on the far side to clear the puck back out. The Ice Hogs glove it down in the neutral zone, which will result in a hand pass. Clock stops once again, this time with 8 minutes even on the score clock. Still a 0-0 game here at the BMO.
So I know you've done games for a while, but have you noticed more and more that the chips off the glass and the flips out of the zone are more regular than it used to be, let's say, 10 years ago? Are you seeing that?
I don't know. That's a good question. It's not something that I don't think I've actively noticed. If anything, I think that you've seen a situation where more opportunities to clear the pucks off the glass have stayed in the zone, whether it's for players wanting to make sure they don't take the delay of game call for shooting the puck clean out of play, or now that you can't line change on an icing. I think maybe you do see teams holding pucks in more often as an opportunity for Kamenev right through the slot. He fired a wrist, a real good glove save made on the play by Johansson, as Kamenev, a dangerous goal scorer, and the Ice Hogs able to dodge the bullet on that one. Here's the puck back down in behind the net in the attacking zone for Rockford. Spencer Abbott doing a nice bit of stick handling to keep control of it and escapes along the left side half wall. Got it back to the blue line for Robin Norrell. Swung around, popped up in the air, and Vicentin, seeing that one cleanly, stepped out, gloved it down. 7:21 left to go in the first, and still no score here in this contest.
Yeah, no, and you're right, because professionally, if you shoot it out, that's a delay a game. Where at our level, no big deal. So that's a good point. But I've been teaching more and more of it over the last 10 years than I ever used to even talk about it. I never even thought about it 10 years ago, just so you know.
That is a weird development. Teams, as we talked about before, teams always looking for ways to improve in their defensive zones. It's so difficult to score in hockey that I think for many situations the focus is more, let's keep the other team from scoring.
Yeah.
Here's Gustafsson with a one-time effort off the right wing side. Vicentin dialed in this one, though. He was down. No rebound allowed. 7:05 left here in period number one. No score in the game.
Another one-timer versus maybe catching the puck and pulling it to the middle. So, and like you said, they've had maybe some issues early on with shot blocks. So getting the puck to the net, look what's happened. They're out shooting them 12-5. So it's a good strategy.
We'll get a face-off on the right side in the Ice Hog attacking zone. Brandon Mashinter pinned the puck against the boards briefly, at least, as the puck is then off the glass and back out to center ice. It'll be dumped into the offensive end, where it's picked up by Johansson. He moved it around to Gustafsson. Then it's Olney, who held the zone. A quick centering feed is walking right out in front. There was Mike Liambis. He got tied up, couldn't get that puck in on goal, and the Rockford Ice Hogs now able to clear. Jimmy Olney has to track it back down in his own end with 6.5 left to go here in the opening frame. Down the right side boards, puck is put into the attacking end by Milwaukee, and then a cross-ice feed. Got a little bit too much air underneath it, and it ended up inside the Ice Hog bench, so the clock comes to a halt. 6:27 still left to go in the opening frame, and we are still looking for our first goal of the night.
Okay, so you obviously done more games this year, but to me, there hasn't been that many offsides or icings. Are you feeling that same way, or
yeah,
is that
today
just a
I
feel
think
that
has maybe been a little bit more choppy than what we've seen off the first few games of the season. But yeah, I would agree with that. Teams have done a nice job of avoiding the icing penalties. Puck up ice, Jake Dowell chasing after it, and since he was the first one by a long shot down ice, there won't be an icing situation here either. It's Bond down to the near side, got it back to the blue line. Dahlstrom, good shot through traffic, and a nice reaction by Vicentin. He was able to lift that blocker up in the air and punch the puck away. And it forces Rockford back into their own zone. Svedberg off to the left side. Now moved by Lundberg to Bond, who stick handles into the offensive end and gives back to Lundberg down the left wing. He loops around the net to the right side corner, cycles for Dowell. Then it's Bond, just couldn't quite reach the puck behind the net. He stops, shakes off a check, then leaves the puck to Lundberg. Down in the left side corner, cross ice feed, wanted Dowell, broken up in front. Bond battling for it and got it back across the top of the goal crease. And if Dowell would have been a right-handed shot there, it may have been right on his tape. Now here come the Admirals the other way. Into the zone, Robinson slows it up, gave it back across. Was looking for an opportunity to catch up with Richard. Pass just missed him, and the Ice Hogs regain control. 5:22 left here in the first in a 0-0 game. Billy Polka, a chance to take his time out of the defensive zone. Got the puck to Carrick, but there were a swarm of jerseys around, and eventually it is Richard who comes away with the puck. He got hit on the boards, far side, and now Carrick takes the puck back for Rockford. In along the right wing, pass out in front. Quick redirect by Johnson on his backhand. Puck trickles wide of the cage. Bouncing up towards the blue line. Schilling with another good hold here for Rockford. I think his anticipation in this first period has been really, really strong. Now the Admirals control the puck again. It's back out through center. And Kirkland able to dump it back down to the Rockford zone. Here's Carrick. Lifts the puck up into the Admirals' end. Olney is stretched pass to Kirkland. In along the right side. Snapshot blocked by Schilling. Comes loose behind the net around to the left side corner. Left in behind the cage. Pushed around for Kirkland. He got pinned into the boards by Eric Gustafson. Puck comes loose to Schilling. Off the wall. And then into the left side corner where Gustafson collects and has a chance to look up ice. He gives to Schilling. Banked it to himself down the left board step to shot on goal. Vicentin down to the butterfly. Able to snag that one with the glove and hold on. 4 minutes, 10 seconds left to go in the first period. It's no score between Rockford and Milwaukee. Got more first period action coming your way right after this here on your Rockford Ice Hogs Broadcast Network.
It's not too late to get your season tickets for the Ice Hogs 2016-17 season. Season tickets offer a number of exciting benefits, including up to a 33% savings off of individual game prices, an exclusive season ticket holder entrance that opens 15 minutes early for every game, and the same seat guaranteed for all 38 home games. Along with season tickets, the Ice Hogs also offer 20 game plans and special mini packs. To purchase season tickets, visit icehogs.com or call 815-847-6399. Rockford Ice Hogs Hockey. It's your game. AHL fans, you can be part of the conversation on the AHL's social media channels. Follow at the AHL on Twitter and Instagram, and keep up to date with the AHL on Facebook. Also, check out the AHL.com on your desktop or mobile device to keep up to date with the latest happenings around the league. Download the official AHL app, available in the Apple App Store and on Google Play, to get the latest news, scores, and highlights while you're on the go.
Welcome back out here to the BMO Harris Bank Center. Bob Mills alongside Tim Mattilla with you here tonight. The Rockford Ice Hogs and the Milwaukee Admirals still looking for goal number one as we start to reach the late stages of period number one. Rockford in their first three games have not yet scored a first period goal, although both last night and tonight they have hit a goalpost in the first period. Still some time for Rockford to find the score sheet. Puck is knocked up through center ice. Here's Tanner Caro able to get a piece of that one. He got locked up nicely. Good defensive effort shown by Murphy. And the puck eventually settles along the left side boards right in front of the blue line. And it was punched out to center by a glove. And as it was picked up by Vladislav Kamenev, the hand pass is assessed. 3:46 still left in the first and no score in the game.
You know, and I'm looking at it again. It's 14-5 in shots, and it doesn't feel like it. You know, it's just a weird game in that respect.
I was actually thinking as we went to break, though, that last 5-minute segment I think was maybe the most one-sided towards the Rockford Ice Hogs that we had seen over the initial part of the first period. But yeah, it's still, you still look at that shot on goal total, and kind of one of those odd situations here where the Ice Hogs have just done a much better job of actually getting pucks through to the front of the net, I think, than what the Admirals have done. Here's a wrister from the line that got deflected by Maschenter just wide. Luke Johnson, good vision to the blue line. Polka winds, he fires, and he just missed the near side goalpost. Back around towards the far side wall. It's recovered by Aberg. Swings a pass down the left side. Florek walks in. He fires a snapshot that was off the cuff of the glove of Johansson and wide of the net. Ends up in behind the cage. It's hacked at there by Luke Johnson. Over towards the left side corner. Pinned up against the boards. Polka got the puck freed up to Johnson. He'll try to clear off the right side. Couldn't get it out there either. Held into the zone as the puck is skated down towards the corner by Alexander Carrier. Johnson there. Carrier helped to strip the puck free. A wrister skipped off the far side of the net and then is collected off the left wing side. Now it's down to the blue line. Diaby off the left wing. He was initially reported as a scratch in this game, but is in fact active and out there on the ice as the puck is cleared out by Rockford. I believe deflected before it went out of play, and that is the signal by the referees down on the ice surface. So no delay of game penalty coming up here for Rockford. 2:40 still left in the first. No score so far in the contest.
So two things. One, Polka made a nice shot block there, if you noticed that. He went down and sacrificed himself. Second thing is when you said good vision, because you had a forward make a pass to the weak side D, you don't see that much. And when you do it, it's obvious. And it was a great point by you to notice. That's good vision. That's just not lucky throwing.
And it set up a good shot opportunity for Polka, who just drove it wide of the goalpost. A real good look there for Rockford. And we've been talking about the quick backhand out in front. Meanwhile, as Liambis nearly tucked that one home right on the doorstep. A nice save made by Johansson. But we were sort of talking about the way the shot number can sort of fluctuate, and it doesn't always tell the whole story. That was one of the best looks of the game for either team in this first period. The shot by Polka goes just wide and doesn't register, of course, then as a shot on goal.
Yeah, good point.
So here's Schilling. He moves it across the ice surface and back around to Nolan Valou. Settled it down to Schilling. Along the left wing in the neutral zone, able to roll the puck into the attacking end. Final 2 minutes here of period number 1 in a scoreless tie between Milwaukee and Rockford. Puck comes away off to the left side boards. Bounced through the neutral zone. Now freed up towards White, just out of his reach, and then Schilling came right around to cut him off on the play. Tap back up towards the neutral ice area and just away from Trevor Murphy. He has to track it back down in his own zone. Handles it there before moving it wide onto the right side wing. That's where Jack Doherty's able to push the puck up ice. Now White goes rink wide. Doherty with it again. Played it out towards the front of the net. Looked like Johansson lost the location of that puck, but fortunately it skipped away from the front of the net. Then the Ice Hogs able to get it back. PC Labrie clears to center. Loose stick on the ice. Labrie stepped on it after releasing a pass. Went down, but he's right back up to his skates. Now Valou, headman feed to Jeremy Langlois, who's able to tap the puck into the attacking zone. Labrie finishes his check in the right side corner against Carrier. Puck is cleared all the way back down to the Ice Hogs end, and there it is trapped by Polka. Inside the final minute of period number 1, still no score in the contest. Meanwhile, Carrick able to stick handle forward, flip the puck up over the blue line. Rockford not, they were onside there. It looked like the team was going back to touch up, but didn't necessarily need to. Meanwhile, Richard is going back the other way. His shot off the tip of the glove of the netminder Johansson and wide of the net. Comes around to Abbott. He moves to Polka. Then it's Tanner Carroll with some room to skate at center. Dishes to McNeil down the right side. That puck was hopping on him a bit at the end of the period, and he didn't get a whole lot of strength on the return feed towards Carroll. Gustafson at center. Gives it to Carroll into the zone. Abbott walks into the slot by Wrister. That one got blocked away before it reached Vicentine. And it's back to center for Kamenev. He's able to walk in. Fake shot, spin move, stripped of the puck by Mark McNeil, who never gave up on that play, coming back nicely for Rockford. 2 seconds left. McNeil in the neutral zone, able to work to the attacking blue line, and that is where the clock will finally reach 0, and the horn sounds. No scoring in the first. Each team hit a goalpost in the period, however. Overall, a strong effort by both of these two clubs. Rockford will have to wait at least one more game to get their first goal that has been scored in the first period of the season. So far now 4 games in. No goals in the opening frame for the Rockford Ice Hogs. In just a second here, we'll have an opportunity to go down to the ice level. Kevin Peters will be checking in with one of the Ice Hog players following that opening period of hockey. Let you know who will be with Kevin here in just a moment, but certainly always get some good insight down by the ice level.
So,
oh yeah, go ahead.
No, that's right. I mean, you follow this team more than I have, but typically it seems like the last several years that I've done this, the stats are like whoever scores first in the NHL wins the game 80% of the time, or some ridiculous number.
That's about where it ended. I think last year in the American Hockey League it was about 82% of the time if you scored first you got at least a point out of the game.
Isn't that crazy?
It doesn't always seem like it's a big deal, especially early on, but it certainly has an impact.
Yeah.
Here's Kevin with Kyle Bond.
Kyle, after starting the season with 3 games on the road, how does it feel being back here in front of the home crowd?
Yeah, it's really good to be back. Great crowd here tonight, and it's exciting.
Yeah, so we had a few good scoring opportunities for the Hogs there. So what are you guys going to have to do to make sure that you break through in the following periods?
I think what we're doing, some Gary, some here, and keep.
All right, thank you, Kyle. That was forward Kyle Baum with the Rockford Ice Hogs.
So Kevin Peters getting an opportunity to check in with Kyle Bond as the first period came to a close. Tim, we sort of got a chance to touch on it as the period went along, though, but you look at the overall totals in shots on goal right now, 14 for Rockford, only 6 for Milwaukee, but the game, I don't think, felt that one-sided as we were watching it.
Yeah, great point. And if I'm Milwaukee, I'm going, you know what, boys? We didn't do anything right, and we're in a freaking tie game. You know what I'm saying? So you get nothing but improvement to come along because you're giving up 14-6, and like you said, a lot of those shots are being blocked or whatever. They can play better. Rockford, if you drop 14 shots a period, you're doing pretty well in your opinion as a coach, right?
Yeah, I would think so, especially with lately talking with Ted Dent, the focus being on getting more of those pucks to the net, getting more scoring chances.
Yeah, and like you said, they're doing one-timers when maybe later in the season they're going to start pulling the puck and trying to adjust the shot sites, right, the shot lines. But right now, like you said, they're doing immediate shots, and it's paying off for them. Obviously not in goals, but they're getting the shots.
Well, they're certainly testing goaltender Mark Vicentine, who's getting his first start in the American Hockey League this season, has been down with the ECHL's Cincinnati Cyclones prior to today. Of course, spent a good chunk of the year with Rockford last year, also spent a decent amount of time on the injured reserve list. So good to see that he's at least able to get back out on the ice and put together a nice first period there. For now, though, we'll take a quick step aside, have an opportunity to move along towards the Dental Dimensions first intermission report. We'll have all that coming up, a check-in with the WIFR newsroom for those of you who are tuned in through the Justice Network, WIFR 23.3, and of course, we'll continue to keep you up to date, whether you are following along on television, watching on AHL Live, or tuned in on WXRX.com. 0-0, end of one. Dental Dimensions first intermission report is on the way right after this here on your Rockford Ice Hawks broadcast network.
weeks to practice my footwork. Why'd you let me eat dessert? Oh, I know, because you hate me!
Holy shit.
Welcome back out here to the BMO Harris Bank Center. Bob Mills with you
It's late.
today.
I'm going to bed. Oh my God, are you?
No, I was just checking.
Hey babe, it's late. I'm going to bed. Oh my God, are you?
No, I was just checking my prostate.
You know, I've always wondered what kind of porn you like.
And why won't this fucking window close?
Oh my God, that's a giant bush.
Who the hell are you?
I'm his wife.
Oh, shit.
Are you masturbating online with some chick?
No.
Well, then what are you doing?
I was clicking, and then I was yes. Okay, I was masturbating online with some chick.
What the fuck? Why are you doing that?
Hold on a second. I don't think I've done anything wrong. This is totally mainstream now.
Hi, I'm Sharon.
I don't know, Mike. This really feels like cheating.
No. This is definitely not cheating, honey. I've never even touched her. Her giant bush is 2,000 miles away.
How long have you been doing this?
Oh, I don't know. Not long.
10 months next Friday.
10 months. Do you have feelings for her?
You don't masturbate online with someone for 10 months without developing some feelings. I mean, I'm not a monster.
Do you have feelings for her, Mike?
Yes, okay? I have feelings for her. God! She's actually a pretty amazing woman. You know, she runs her own dairy farm. She's developing an app.
Get out.
What?
Get the fuck out of my house.
So uncool.
You know, Amy, I just feel like Mike is feeling really trapped right now.
Oh. Okay, so your dad had to go out of town on a business trip, so I'm gonna try to do everything myself today, which should be fine, as long as everybody does what they are supposed to do, right? Oh, no.
Why is Roscoe walking like that?
He's fine. He's totally fine. Oh, no, buddy.
Looking good, Jeff.
Oh, thanks.
Yeah, you been working out?
No, not for like 10 years.
Your beige windbreaker is really lighting up my board.
Oh, thanks.
Do you know what I mean? My vagina. Bye, Jeff. Emergency PTA meeting tonight. Tell all your friends.
Oh, God. There goes that little weird stay-at-home mom.
Emergency PTA meeting tonight. Tell all your friends.
Oh, I don't have any friends. I'm pretty isolated at home. I have 4 kids.
Okay, good. Please move along. Thank you. Emergency PTA meeting tonight.
Thank you for inviting me.
Oh, my God. She just got all her sadness all over me.
Oh, shit. Here comes the hot widower.
Give me that. Would you look at that.
Hey, Jesse.
Hey, guys.
Hi. Hi. Cute backpack you got there.
Oh, yeah. I'm such an Elsa.
You're hilarious. You really are. God, he's so fucking hot. Here you go.
I'm so glad his wife died.
You know what? I saw him install a car seat yesterday in 2 seconds. I'm telling you, it was like boom, boom, click. It was so hot.
Oh, gosh. You know what? I think I'd let him put it in my butt. I mean, in theory, I'm not really into the butt thing, but I would let him go to town back there.
I'm with you.
Emergency PTA meeting.
Okay, I got 4 minutes to get Roscoe to the vet, so I love you, kids. Get out, get out, get out, get out. I love you so much. I'm so sorry.
Bye, Mom.
Oh, my God! Oh, fuck, it's so hot!
Can you roll down the window?
Okay.
Hey.
Hi.
Hey, babe, listen. There is a
Oh, my
emergency PTA meeting today at 5 o'clock. It should be about
2 to 3 hours.
Awesome.
Okay?
Awesome.
Your dog's wearing a helmet.
Okay, I know. Yes, that's good. Thank you. Okay. Fuck!
Your dog has vertigo,
That can't be a thing.
and you are gonna have to carry him until he gets home.
Are you shitting me right now?
I don't shit, but he will uncontrollably for the next 36 hours.
I'm here. I'm here. Amy's here.
You missed the meeting, bro.
Amy.
Some people talk about you like they in on the scene, baby. Whether you're high or low, whether you're high or low, you got to chip on the tightrope. And I'm so dipping on it. Yeah, 'cause baby, whether you're high or low, whether you're high or low, you got to chip on
I know. I'm sorry. I'm late. Get in. I can't believe I'm gonna be late to my first soccer practice.
I'm doing the best that I can.
Yeah, that's what makes it even sadder.
Oh. Hey, Dylan. Hey, honey. How was your day?
I swallowed a pen cap again.
Oh.
Crap! Was that a hit and run?
Nope. Nope, that was nothing.
Right to left during this second period. Here's a pass moved over to Adam Payer. He's able to knock it into the Rockford zone. Dahlstrom up to Dowell, skipped over his stick blade, turned over towards the high slot, forced back to the line by Rockford, but not back to the neutral zone. Irwin able to keep it deep, whipped it around the boards over to the far side wall. Kyle Bond got to that one first and looped it back around towards the near side boards. Now Svedberg tapped free, not quite able to clear. Dowell coming across. Delighted with Leambus, with the puck stays down in the Rockford zone. Quick play out in front and a redirect, and a good save is made by Johansson. Held in along the right wing side. Olney got it behind the net to Floric. He's able to work free for a turnaround shot that got blocked away. And then Jake Dowell able to recover the puck high off the glass, played it down ice. Bond hustling after it, tossed it in on goal. A shoulder save made by Vicentine. A hustle play by Kyle Bond turned what looked like was going to be a pretty easy opportunity for the Admirals to control and move back up ice, and instead a dangerous shot on goal. Eventually Vicentine covers up. 18:55 still left in the second, no score in the game.
So an observation. The Ice Hogs tried to do a center breakout, and bounced off Dowell's stick, kept it in the zone for 20 more seconds. So risk reward. The center breakout may be open, but a lot of times now you're giving up some opportunities to shoot on the. You follow me?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. And you know, like you say too, it sort of gets you in a position, at least for the Rockford Ice Hogs here, where you get a little bit of a bad hop, which is what appeared to happen there with Dowell, and you've turned it over in a tough spot. Now the Ice Hogs did a nice job as they force an icing call here against the Admirals. I thought of getting back, closing in defensively, forcing that puck to go back to the blue line, and really not giving up a scoring chance off the play.
Yeah, no question about it. But they still had 20 more seconds of offensive zone time. So that's, you know, hockey. It's percentages and numbers.
Yep.
And then lucky. It's so random.
There's always
Hockey's
some of that
so
as
random.
well.
Yeah.
Well, that's why it's so hard to always take the overall stats of a team and be able to accurately predict the way a matchup will go just from looking at those sorts of situations as a shot gets blocked away by the Ice Hogs. McNeil goes rink wide, and now in comes Spencer Abbott. Down the far side wall, got hit by Olney, and a penalty call is on the way as Abbott went down hard. He's slow to get back up, but appears to be all right. Puck comes back towards the blue line, nobody home. Spencer Abbott back up on his skates, able to track it down. A delayed penalty is on the way against the Admirals. Rockford with 6 attackers out for the time being. Here's Luke Johnson down the right wing side, skates into the corner. McNeil driving the net, opens up some ice for a quick feed out in front. Chilling a one-timer, kicked out by Vicentine, and then grabbing on to the loose puck for the Admirals is Alexander Carrier. Second power play of the night upcoming here for Rockford.
So here's a point that a lot of people maybe not know. You've got a delayed penalty, but the goalie makes a save. That doesn't mean you've got control of the puck. And if you just notice right there, we had another opportunity. He made a save, but they don't have control of the puck, so we had the puck a little longer on a delayed penalty.
The refs certainly got it right on that one. And you mentioned it, Tim. Yeah, the goalie could make 10 saves, for instance, and until he's actually either handled the puck with his goal stick or caught it in his glove.
Correct.
Like you mentioned, it does not count if it's just a rebound off the goaltender. That's not possession, just like if a defenseman blocks a shot on a delayed penalty, that also does not stop play.
Yeah, good point. Yeah.
But you can get some good scoring chances, and the Ice Hogs did with Schilling's one-timer there. Power play underway now as Carroll works into the zone. Quick pass to Abbott that came from Gustafson. Abbott down to the left side corner. McNeil to the back door. Rister, and the big save is made by Vicentine. Tanner Carroll just couldn't get that one off cleanly, and then Abbott crashing the front of the net along with Mark McNeil. Tanner Carroll there, Luke Johnson there as well. Players getting into it here. McNeil trading some shoves, is fired up down there on the ice surface. Mike Liambus is involved for the Admirals. No surprise to see Liambus would be involved in a tussle after the whistle. He's done a great job, though, this year, Liambus, of staying out of the penalty box. No penalties on the season for Liambus, and this is his 4th game of the year.
So if you notice, they went with 4 forwards and 1 defenseman on their first power play. So.
Got a good setup in front. Tanner Carroll looked like just couldn't get that puck off quite as fast as he wanted to. A hard pass from Mark McNeil. But that was exactly, I think, what you want out of your power play. If you can take it out of one corner and send a cross-ice feed to the opposite side of the net, you're going to get a good look at the front of the net, and Carroll did. And credit Vicentine getting post-to-post and squared up quickly.
Yeah, great call. Yeah, you're right.
Second power play of the game for Rockford. Only 28 seconds have expired out of it so far. Plenty of time still to work. And Carrick will take the face-off in the right side dot. It is Langlois and Mashinter also out up front. Polka and Svedberg on the blue line. So this unit featuring the more traditional 3 forwards, 2 defensemen. As the puck is down the boards left side, Svedberg helping to hold it in. It's off the glove of Langlois. And yeah, you saw it. I think that was accurately called by the officials. 1:22 left on the power play. 17:25 to go in the second. No score so far.
And what people don't understand is that in your defensive zone, you can go ahead and hand pass all day. But when it's in the neutral zone or the offensive zone, you can't do that.
And we actually saw a situation in the contest last night in Grand Rapids in which a hand pass was started in the neutral zone, was completed in the defensive zone, and the officials accurately called that down. It's even nuanced to the point where it has to be started and completed in your defensive zone in order not to be whistled dead. So
good point.
That's what you see right there. And even if it just bounces off a player's glove, that still does count as a hand pass, which is what happened there with Langlois. His glove was on his stick, but looked cleanly off his gloves. I think the officials got the call right. Puck is down now to the left corner. Once more the attacking end for Rockford on the power play. Mashinter to the blue line. Polka up top. Svedberg leaves it for Langlois. Now down to the corner, and Carrick fanned on that pass. It trickles aside and then is cleared down to the Rockford zone. Still almost a minute to work. 47 seconds as Svedberg picks up the puck in the defensive end to Polka. Feeds it up ice. Langlois right on the tape of Mashinter. His feed up ice was into the skates of Carrick. It ricochets back to Polka. Nice job controlling off the wall and then finding Carrick. He feeds to Langlois, back out in front for Carrick. And 2 Admirals on him, and the puck skitters into the left side corner. Svedberg holds his own. Mashinter pulls the puck back. Now looks across, gives to Langlois off the half boards, but didn't have a whole lot of real estate to work with there. Pass deflected, and the Admirals rush the other way. Backhand feed out in front, kicked out by the Rockford Ice Hogs goaltender Johansson. And then a collision there as Carrick got tangled up with Florek and went down. Carrick looks like it may have knocked the wind out of him. Svedberg with a hit on Florek as well. Looked like Svedberg also got the worst of that one. Florek, a sturdy man on his skates apparently. Here's the puck back now towards Polka. Power play for the Rockford Ice Hogs has expired. We return to 5-on-5 hockey. Still looking for the first goal of the game. Loose puck gathered up by Girard in the neutral zone. Now skates in, Rister, and the save is made by Johansson. Penalty call on the way against Rockford. I think Svedberg the guilty party here as an interference call going against Rister, and the save is made by Johansson. Expired. We return to 5-on-5 hockey. Still looking for the first goal of the game. Loose puck gathered up by Girard in the neutral zone. Now skates in, Rister, and the save is made by Johansson. Penalty call on the way against Rockford. I think Svedberg the guilty party here as an interference call going against the Ice Hogs. 15:48 still left in the second. Scoreless tie.
You know, it's hard to argue when both referees had their hands up. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, exactly. They both saw it the same way, and it is Billy Polka who goes to the box here. Interference the call against Rockford. 4 minutes, 12 seconds. The time of the penalty. 5-on-4 advantage for Milwaukee. This will be the Admirals' first opportunity to start with a 5-on-4. Their last power play was the result of 4-on-4 action. An abbreviated power play at that. So here's Irwin, gives the puck across to Kamenev. He drives a shot, save made, and the rebound. Another nice stop made by Johansson after it flipped away to the left side. I believe Payerl, the one who put that puck quickly back in on goal. And a nice set of saves by Lars Johansson to keep those pucks out of the back of the net. Here's Dowell in the attacking end. Couldn't keep the puck deep for Rockford on the penalty kill. Still a minute 33 left to go on the power play for Milwaukee. Liambis kept the puck in the attacking zone. It's around then to Gustafsson. He rings it high off the glass and clears it all the way back down. Vicentin just did get that puck before it trickled over the goal line into the area where goaltenders are not allowed to touch the puck. Would have been a delay of game call had it gone about another half an inch. 1:10 left on the Milwaukee power play. 14:55 in the second. No score in the contest. Dahlstrom hustles over to the far boards. Knocks down a pass, tries to clear it, got intercepted, and then off a body at the blue line. That was Murphy who held it briefly. Jeremy Langlois was right there to tap the puck aside. The Admirals have neither scored nor surrendered a shorthanded goal this season. The Ice Hogs got their first shorty of the year in game number 2, and Langlois was the man who scored it. Good work in the attacking zone by Rockford to take some more time off the clock, and then as they harass the Admirals back down ice, it forces an offside call. 14:25 to go in period number 2. No score. 37 seconds left on the Milwaukee power play.
You know, it's that catch-22 in hockey, but if you can force a guy to have to hold up at the blue line, you can create offsides. The downside is you're scared to get beat, so you want to back off and give them time and space. So your better players obviously can hold the line and still do their thing.
Ice Hogs did a nice job of it there to force an offside on a neutral zone rush while even down a skater. Murphy off the draw, got it around to the left side. Carrier, he had it hacked off his stick blade, and it's back then to Carrick. Now around to Svedberg, and then across to Valou. Blasts the puck down ice. Final 20 seconds of the Milwaukee Admirals' second power play chance of the game. Here comes Gortz over center, over the blue line, takes it himself at a snapshot, ramped off his stick blade wide of the net. Bounced off the end boards. Dowell comes around, trying to clear for Rockford, wins a puck battle off the boards, and with it clears the puck for Rockford. Billy Polka leaves the penalty box. We return to 5-on-5 action. Here's White into the zone, leaves it up top for Girard, try to cross ice feed. Nice defensive play by Valou to break it up. Here come the Ice Hogs with speed. McNeil beats one, now two, he shoots, he scores! What a play made by Mark McNeil as he worked his way down the left side and then cut over the blue line in the attacking zone. A snapshot by Hull, and the Ice Hogs lead 1-0.
So, you know, at the pro level, you don't see that much splitting guys like that. Splitting him, and then did he go 5-hole on that?
It looked like it to me.
Yeah. I'm usually one defenseman's going to take that guy, but he split them both.
It was a burst of speed from Mark McNeil, and it wasn't even a fancy move. It didn't look like, where he simply was able to push the puck forward and then just burn both defensemen with his speed through the neutral zone into the attacking end. An even strength goal for Rockford, and they take a 1-0 lead here over the Milwaukee Admirals. Play right back in action here as it's down the wall near side, worked up to the blue line. Diaby shoots, knocked down, rebound loose, still loose for just an extra second before Spencer Abbott able to knock it down. We'll send it over to Chris Tolkien for the goal announcement.
First of the season, scored by 28, Mark McNeil. Assisted by 29, Billy Polka, and 7, Nolan Valou. Time of the Ice Hogs even strength goal, 6:25. Ice Hogs goal scored by McNeil, assisted by Polka and Valou. Even strength, 6:25, second period. Woo!
You hear Chris Toltzman with the announcement of that goal. The Rockford Ice Hogs get it off the stick of Mark McNeil, his first of the year. Polka and Valou with assists. Here's a drive by Floric in the offensive end, and Johansson had to be sharp to make that save. Mashinter forces it out of the zone. Now PC Labrie following up. Ends up down to the right side corner. Nolan Valou in his first game of the season picks up his first point of the year, and nice job on the forecheck by Mashinter to force the puck loose, but then he couldn't find it. Now here's Kamenev the other way into the zone. Spin move, tossed it toward the net off a couple of skate blades, and then the Ice Hogs gather it back up. I thought Kamenev was in a great shooting area of the ice and elected to make a spin move and a pass I think that really worked out well for Rockford. Here is Luke Johnson in the attacking zone. Hits the puck back to the line for Dahlstrom. Flipped high up in the air and then tossed in behind the net to Olney. Around then, Dahlstrom slows up the puck as he was pinching it off the right side. Labrie covering for him. Kept it in the zone momentarily before it was taken back by Milwaukee and tossed into the attacking end. Players jawing at each other here at the Rockford line. Appears to be Olney and Dowell. And meanwhile, Dahlstrom comes the other way. Olney ran into him hard, upending him. Puck held in by Rockford. Lundberg pressuring behind the net. Dowell and Olney have been going at it on this shift, and they are still tangled up with each other here as Lundberg also separates from Olney. Dowell to a loose puck, got it out front for a one-time shot off a couple bodies in front, still loose, hecked at by Lundberg, and then covered up by Visentin. And now pushing and shoving after the whistle, a glove comes skittering aside. Dowell and probably Olney are down on the ice surface. Meanwhile, Girard starts throwing some punches with Lundberg. Those two scrapping now. Lundberg trying to get his right arm free. Ducked a punch from Girard, who may have connected with a left hand, but then is taken down by Martin Lundberg. Dowell is heated. Olney unhappy as well as he was jawing at the refs while heading to the penalty box. Lundberg and Girard will go. That was brewing that entire shift as Dowell and Olney traded some verbal jabs, some pushing and shoving up and down the ice. 11 minutes, 10 seconds left in the second. Rockford has taken the lead, 1-0. We have to take a break. We'll be back with more after this right here on your Rockford Ice Hogs Broadcast Network.
It's not too late to get your season tickets for the Ice Hogs 2016-17 season. Season tickets offer a number of exciting benefits, including up to a 33% savings off of individual game prices, an exclusive season ticket holder entrance that opens 15 minutes early for every game, and the same seat guaranteed for all 38 home games. Along with season tickets, the Ice Hogs also offer 20 game plans and special mini packs. To purchase season tickets, visit icehogs.com or call 815-847-6399. Rockford Ice Hogs Hockey. It's your game. AHL fans, you can be part of the conversation on the AHL's social media channels. Follow at the AHL on Twitter and Instagram, and keep up to date with the AHL on Facebook. Also, check out the AHL.com on your desktop or mobile device to keep up to date with the latest happenings around the league. Download the official AHL app, available in the Apple App Store and on Google Play, to get the latest news, scores, and highlights while you're on the go.
Welcome back out here to the BMO Harris Bank Center.
Yeah.
Extra penalty. Yeah, extra penalty here against Jake Dowell. I agree, most likely roughing. He was tangled up with, I believe, Jimmy Olney after that play. Likely fighting majors going to Lundberg as well as Girard. And I think you're right. I think that extra penalty to Dowell will be roughing.
So, a couple things. One, neither one of those guys, Lundberg or Dowell, even had a penalty minute before that, according to your stats. Second of all, what's the ruling if somebody throws their gloves off? Is it an automatic penalty whether they fight or not?
You know what? It usually doesn't work that way. I think it may be written that way in the rule book. We can try to consult that when we get a second here, but I have certainly seen many times in the AHL that a player has lost his gloves and does not necessarily always get penalized for it.
Okay.
Dowell was certainly the aggressor, I thought, between he and Olney as time was winding down as the power play chance for the Admirals. And a good shot from the blue line from Irwin got deflected twice on its way to the net, but fortunately for the Rockford Ice Hogs, skipped up over the bar. It is the third power play chance of the game for Milwaukee. Over their previous two, pass across. Kamenev fires, and a good blocker save made there off the netminder, Lars Johansson. Kamenev can really fire that puck. Down off the left side, snapshot, save made again, rebound loose to the corner, tossed around behind the net, swept free by Gustafsson, but held off the right side by Kamenev. Up top to Irwin with a wrister and a shoulder save made by Lars Johansson. Rebound directed out of play. 10:23 still left in the second. 1:13 to go on the power play for Milwaukee. Ice Hogs lead 1-0.
So you go back and listen to your call, and you were basically calling Dowell was creating some issues, and there was an issue coming up. You almost called that penalty before it ever happened. I mean, you could just see it happening. Yeah.
Yeah, I didn't see what Olney did that got under Dowell's skin early in the shift, but about halfway through, I'd say 20, 30 seconds maybe before we saw the scuffle out in front of the Milwaukee net, Dowell was shaking his hands, talking with Olney at the Rockford blue line.
Yeah.
And it didn't look like Olney had any desire to go toe-to-toe with Jake Dowell, and I don't blame him. Dowell is another one of those guys, kind of like Mark McNeil on this IceHogs club, that isn't necessarily known for dropping the gloves, but when he does look out.
He's a captain for a reason.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
He leads by example, and he's another player that can just do everything. He had a time period last year where the scoring was starting to dry up a little bit for Rockford, and all of a sudden, here comes Jake Dowell having an offensive explosion, and eventually got himself named to the All-Star team because of it.
Wow.
So here we go, 10 minutes left in the second. Still a power play underway for Milwaukee after a center ice face-off. 1-0, the IceHogs lead, 40 seconds to go on the penalty to Jake Dowell. Puck is trapped away towards the far side boards, banked off the end wall. Robin Norrell trying to kick it free, got stuffed into the boards by Matt White. Now Cameron Schilling able to dig the puck off the wall. He races up ice down the left side. Schilling tossed it into the zone. It ramped off the dasher high up in the air. PC Labrie chasing the puck to try to keep this one deep and kill the remaining time of this penalty. Did a good job. Off the IceHogs about 8 seconds or so of penalty kill time there. Here's the puck over the blue line. Murphy winds and fires. It was blocked off the shin guards of Carl Dahlstrom. Now played by Svedberg through the neutral zone. Jake Dowell out of the penalty box. We return to 5-on-5 action. 3 penalties killed tonight for Rockford. The IceHogs to their side have had 2 power play chances and haven't scored. Dahlstrom got run a bit along the boards. Good to see that he got up just fine from that collision. Here's a long pass up ice that may have been icing, but was right in on goal. Vicentine forced to play it. And so instead it's around. Good work by Carroll on the forecheck. Was very close to picking Olney's pocket while he didn't steal the puck away. He did force an icing call. So Rockford will get an attacking zone draw. 8:42 left in the second. The Hogs lead 1-0.
So I was talking to a season ticket holder, and he goes, Labrie may not be going to Chicago, but he's my fan favorite. I love that guy. Do you get that same feeling when you watch him?
Well, the interesting thing about PC Labrie is that he was here in Rockford last year on an American Hockey League deal over the summer. He had such a good year last year over the summer. He got signed to an NHL contract by the Chicago Blackhawks. So while you just never know with a guy like that, he's been in the American Hockey League for the past few seasons, but clearly the Blackhawks saw enough about what he's able to do in the right sort of situations last year to elect to bring him back on an NHL deal. He certainly could see him going up. I think maybe the season ticket holders, though, hope he doesn't go up selfishly. Because they do connect with PC Labrie as the shot comes off the left side, is deflected up and out of play. He just has that big personality, PC Labrie, and plays a really fun style of hockey as well. With that puck out of play, we will take a break. 8:13 left in the second. The IceHogs have a 1-0 lead over the Milwaukee Admirals. We'll be back with more just after this here on your Rockford IceHogs Broadcast Network.
When the IceHogs win, you win. Back this season, the Rockford IceHogs are continuing winning weekdays presented by Fast Fuel. Each time the IceHogs win a home game held Monday through Wednesday, everyone in attendance wins a free ticket to the next weekday home game. Dollar Days are back for the 2016-17 season as the IceHogs are offering $2 beers, sodas, and companion tickets for every weekday home game. To get tickets, call 815-968-5222 or visit icehogs.com. Rockford IceHogs Hockey. It's your game. AHL fans, you can be part of the conversation on the AHL's social media channels. Follow at the AHL on Twitter and Instagram, and keep up to date with the AHL on Facebook. Also, check out the AHL.com on your desktop or mobile device to keep up to date with the latest happenings around the league. Download the official AHL app, available in the Apple App Store and on Google Play, to get the latest news, scores, and highlights while you're on the go.
Welcome back out here to BMO Harris Bank Center. Bob Mills alongside Tim Mattilla with you here tonight. 1-0. The IceHogs have the lead. Those of you who are fans of the Chicago Cubs that may be tuning into our broadcast tonight, 4-0. The Cubs have the lead here. Chance to clinch a trip to the World Series.
Wow.
Boy, wouldn't that be something for the Chicago Cubs. Meanwhile, the IceHogs in game number 4. Early in their season here. Love to go on that type of a championship run. Hit deep into the playoffs, but that's far, far away for Rockford right now. They lead 1-0 against Milwaukee as the puck is back down in the Ice Hog zone. Moved around the boards, gathered up by Tanner Caro. He lost his footing while holding the puck in, and it was taken right back the other way. Matt Irwin skating through center. He fires a wrister right in on goal, down to the butterfly. The stop was made by Lars Johansson, and he hangs on. 7:38 still left to go. Second period, 1-0. Rockford leads.
So I have a question, because you obviously do more games and see more professional games. Do they always have 2 refs and 2 linesmen, or sometimes is it 1 ref and 2 linesmen?
The American Hockey League has made an effort this year to have more games with 2, but we do still have games where there's only 1.
Okay.
I actually think the game that Rockford played, the second game in Cleveland last Saturday, we had 1 head official, 2 linesmen for that contest. But the league, it seems every year, gets more and more games with 2 officials going, so certainly trying to make it as much like the National Hockey League environment as possible. Obviously, you want to be able to assess what these guys can do in that sort of a situation should they go up to the NHL.
Yeah.
And I think it helps the flow of the game as well to have the 2 officials out there. Meanwhile, here's the puck in the attacking zone. Back to the blue line. Now Norrell able to hold off the left side. Got it to Bond. Then it's Dowell. Into the corner, Mashinter. His pass got deflected away. Bond chasing towards the right side corner. Bond freed up to Dowell. Bouncing puck skipped away from him. And the puck is moved back the other way. Into the zone, Richard. He was knocked down. Good check by Norrell to separate his man from the puck. Comes loose up the boards to Mashinter. And then it's Kyle Bond. He and Mashinter work up ice 2-on-2. Former Rockford Ice Hawk captain Brandon Mashinter started the year with that role before joining the Blackhawks last season. Here are the Admirals back down to the Rockford zone. Leambus and White combining for a chance toward the front of the cage. PC Labrie jumping out on the bench on a line change, looking for a breakaway pass that was knocked down. Luke Johnson in the attacking zone. Right side wall. Got it back down to the corner. Langlois slipped away from a check that was delivered by Olney. Puck is still alive in the corner. Labrie keeps it to Johnson. Shot through traffic, and a nice stop made by Vicentine. And he's able to hold on, no rebound allowed. 6:10 left to go, second period, 1-0. Rockford has the advantage over the Milwaukee Admirals. Our 2 dance partners from earlier, Martin Lundberg as well as Felix Girard, are released from their respective penalty boxes and are now available to their teams once again.
So to the naked eye, I watch this Richard guy, number 90, and he looks like a tremendous hockey player, and yet he's got 0 points. Obviously only 3 games. But is he considered one of the better hockey players on the Admirals?
He's certainly looked it so far in this game. He's got that good speed that he can carry the puck through center.
Okay, I just wondered if you had some insight on that. Okay.
Here's Svedberg with the puck off the draw. It was kind of a weird day today for the Admirals, like we were talking about during the preseason, as Labrie cuts through center and dishes a pass over to Luke Johnson. But I think a lot of questions with who would maybe be in the lineup as a cross-ice feed. Hammered on a one-timer by Dahlstrom, just trickled away from the front of the net. Svedberg watches the puck down into the corner as he forced it there. Langlois coming over to help out. Now Labrie, backhand pass up top. Dahlstrom shoots, he scores! Tanner Caro right in front, may have gotten a piece. With a blast from Dahlstrom, set it all up. 5:40 to go in the second. Rockford now with a 2-0 lead. I don't know, Tim, did that look to you like it changed direction, or you think Dahlstrom's going to get credit?
Well, is that his first goal? Because I just saw Labrie go pick up that puck and throw it on the bench, so that tells me that that was his goal.
The team at least thinks for sure it was Carl Dahlstrom. Good for him putting that puck in the net. That was a rocket of a shot. Even strength for Rockford. 14:20 the time of the tally. Give you the official scoring here as soon as it comes up to us. Cameron Schilling threw a backhander right through the slot. It's turned over now as Carrier walks in. Got it towards the front of the net. Still loose there as it's on top of the crease. Johansson's down. Puck rolls into him. Stays loose and they score. The Admirals turn around and get it right back. The Ice Hogs protesting here that perhaps that puck got kicked or pushed into the net. Maybe it will be looked at. 5:19 left in the second. Rockford scored to go up 2-0, and the Admirals then get it right back their direction. Oh, maybe it did get kicked. It was hard to tell from the brief angle we had here. Well, I'm not sure how they're going to get a camera angle that will be able to properly show if that puck got killed. They can look at a distinct kicking motion if that puck did cross the line legally.
Yeah.
They can't, like the NHL, for instance, they can review offside. We can't see that in the AHL. But there was no doubt that puck ended up in the back of the net. I think the question right now is how did it get there?
Well, I'll tell you how it got there. That's hockey 101. You don't do a backhand in the middle of the ice in your defensive zone to nobody, correct?
Yeah, I wonder if Schilling was trying to control that puck off the boards with the backhand as it bounced and ricocheted off his stick blade, perhaps, was what brought it out there. But or maybe he heard his centerman calling for him, or thought he did, and tried to make a quick play up through center, almost like what you were talking about earlier with that center ice breakout.
Yeah. But yeah, that's not something you see that often at this level. You follow me? Yeah, it's just.
And it still nearly got out of the zone. It rolled all the way back to the line before Carrier held it in. I thought Alexander Carrier made a really smart play for the Admirals there, too. He saw he had open ice. He didn't panic and try to get rid of that puck immediately. There's the ruling. It is indeed a good goal.
Yeah.
But he crashed the net hard all by himself, and then that gave the rest of his team, who was in the process of transitioning to the neutral zone, time to come in on goal as well, and that's why we eventually did see that puck in the net.
Yeah, good call.
So Dahlstrom scores at 14-20 for Rockford. A mad scramble in front. We'll wait for the official ruling on who got it back for the Admirals, but it was only 21 seconds later that Milwaukee was able to bring it back into a 2-1 game. Puck is away, down behind the net, Gustafsson. Trying to knock it free, bounce right into the slot once more, still loose, turnaround shot, toe save made by Lundberg, and somehow, or I should say, Johansson made that save, and then somehow it was kicked away by Lundberg, who had crashed back into the crease. Around now to the right wing side, it'll be whipped away on the left wing wall. Down the boards, knocked aside, and behind the net, Girard got it up to White. A drive that came from Doherty, blocked away, and the Ice Hawks will counter. Carrick put it off the boards, right wing side. Laid back down and behind that. Crashing in was Carrick. Pinned the puck up against the wall briefly before it was taken away by Milwaukee. Down the right side wall, it's White. He shoots, he scores.
Oof.
That was a heck of a deke down the right side. I thought he was moving it back to the blue line, and instead he pulled it and put it in the top corner. A beautiful shot right there by Matt White. 4:18 left in the second. The Ice Hawks saw a 2-goal lead evaporate in just about 1 minute's time, and all of a sudden we're back into a 2-2 contest.
You know, and hockey is such a game of momentum, and you could just smell it switch, couldn't you? It was just a feeling we were both getting without saying it.
And a really nice play by White. He was inside the right wing circle. He had a couple of players trailing and sort of faked a pass back to the blue line that froze everybody for just a second, and then gave the puck one quick stick handle and lasered it into the top right corner. That first goal on the mad scramble for Milwaukee, credited to Girard. Now a penalty call is on the way after players got tangled up along the wall. It looks like Mashinter is the guilty party, so slashing against Rockford. The Ice Hawks give up 2 goals in quick succession, and now we'll have to kill a penalty. We'll take a break. 2-2 is the score. 3:58 left in the second. More Ice Hawks action up after this right here on your Rockford Ice Hawks Broadcast Network.
It's not too late to get your season tickets for the Ice Hawks 2016-17 season. Season tickets offer a number of exciting benefits, including up to a 33% savings off of individual game prices, an exclusive season ticket holder entrance that opens 15 minutes early for every game, and the same seat guaranteed for all 38 home games. Along with season tickets, the Ice Hawks also offer 20 game plans and special mini packs. To purchase season tickets, visit icehawks.com or call 815-847-6399. Rockford Ice Hawks Hockey. It's your game. AHL fans, you can be part of the conversation on the AHL's social media channels. Follow at the AHL on Twitter and Instagram, and keep up to date with the AHL on Facebook. Also, check out theahl.com on your desktop or mobile device to keep up to date with the latest happenings around the league. Download the official AHL app, available in the Apple App Store and on Google Play, to get the latest news, scores, and highlights while you're on the go.
Welcome back out here to the BMO Harris Bank Center. Rockford looked to have this game pretty well in hand. They went up 2-0. 21 seconds later, the Admirals made it 2-1. And then about a minute after that, 2-2. Milwaukee now to the power play, 16:02, the time of the penalty call against Rockford. Brandon Mashinter in the box for slashing. Boy, how the tables turned in this one. The fourth power play of the night for Milwaukee. Good job off the far side wall by the Ice Hogs to clear a puck through center and back down into the Milwaukee end. Jake Dowell watching on the play. Now a pass moved up to Kamenev. He steps over the blue line. He shoots. Didn't look like Johansson saw that one cleanly, but it was wide of the net. Now comes back down to Carl Dahlstrom, who's able to bounce the puck off the far boards and all the way back into the Admirals' end. Ice Hogs changing their penalty killers. White with the puck over the blue line, slipped it free to Kamenev, right back out in front. Fanning on a shot was Payerl, but almost worked as a better opportunity because it kicked off his shin guard right in on goal. Somehow Johansson able to keep the left pad out and deny the chance. 3:14 left in the second, 1:16 on the power play for Milwaukee, 2-2 the score.
So White shoots left-handed, and yet he came down the right side for that goal, and a lot of youth parents don't understand. Actually, the off wing has a better angle on the net. You know, they just, oh, my kid's left-handed, he should be a left wing. No, Patrick Kane's left-handed, he's a right wing, for example.
It does open up those opportunities to score. As you mentioned, you just have a much better angle. You're not shooting the puck off the boards in that sort of a situation. As you say, if White was a right-handed shot, he would have been releasing that essentially off the wall.
Correct.
Whereas if he's a left-handed shot like he is, he almost has the whole net where he can shoot at instead of only one side of it. It was a beautiful shot to tie the game at 2. Big penalty kill here for Rockford. They're halfway through it, trying to regain the momentum that they've had for most of this contest. That was snapped away from them in about 1 minute worth of action, which Milwaukee scored twice. Here's Labrie getting some help from Johnson at the blue line, but the Admirals keep the puck in on the power play. Half a minute left to go with the extra skater. Puck moved back to the blue line. Fake shot Irwin down the right side. One-time drive from Murphy and a glove save made by Lars Johansson. And no rebound allowed. 2:19 left to go, period 2. Score all locked up at 2. 21 seconds left on the power play for Milwaukee.
Yeah, nice job by the goaltender. You had mentioned earlier that Nashville had some sicknesses, and that's why there were so many scratches. Just for the casual fan, Nashville is the affiliate, NHL Admirals affiliate, so if somebody wondered why you were saying that, that's why.
Yeah, good point. I forgot to clarify that one earlier, but yes, just like the Blackhawks are for the Rockford Ice Hogs, so are the Predators for the Admirals. Here's a shot, knocked down in front off the body of Schilling, and that forced Johansson to make a save. Afterwards, the net was knocked off its moorings as the Ice Hogs had cleared the rebound out of harm's way. Johansson's had to make a few really tough stops on this Admirals power play and has certainly been up to the task. 2:10 to go in the second, 12 seconds left on the extra man advantage. 2-2 the score.
Now, he's quietly done a really nice job of keeping us in this game even though it's 2-2. You know what I mean? He's made some really good saves.
Yeah, you can't really fault him at all for the first one. A mad scramble right out in front of the net. He made a couple of stops before eventually Girard was able to pop it past him. And Matt White's shot, I don't think anybody that was watching the game was expecting him to pull the trigger from where he did and put it right into the top corner. Here's the puck around to Kamenev. One-time chance and a big pad save made once again by Johansson. Sometimes you need your goaltender to be your best penalty killer, and Johansson absolutely was on that penalty kill effort. Mashinter out of the box. We return to 5-on-5. 1 minute, 45 seconds left to go in the second period in a 2-2 game. Puck rolls back down. Petter Granberg able to get it up ice down the left side. It's dropped off there to the blue line. And a long distance slapper missed over the top of the bar. That one delivered by Richard. Over towards the far side wall. The puck is moved back into the neutral zone. Dumped in by the Admirals. They have to tag up to get onside. Spencer Abbott for the Ice Hogs. Back to Polka. Now it's Abbott again. Right wing side. Able to power through a check, and then eventually the puck was taken from him and dumped in. Johansson out to play it. Stops it behind the net. Whipped it off the glass. Abbott settles it off the left wall to Caro. Up ice now, Carrick made Richard miss into the zone, powers to the net, shot stop, rebound loose, and Caro got a whack at it before it was smothered by the goaltender Vicentine. Caro got dropped to the ice. That will bring Carrick to the front of the net. He can be feisty when called upon, but the officials do a nice job this time of making sure nothing escalates. 55.6 seconds to go in the second, 2-2 the score right here at the BMO.
So when you watch a game and you watch the end of a period, you know what the coaches believe in their players. When you see certain guys on the ice, that's who they trust in the last minute of a game. It does tell you something about what coaches believe in their players.
And what does that say about Luke Johnson, who's just playing in his 4th ever professional game in a situation where the Ice Hawks look to be starting to get things rolling, and then had all the momentum taken from him to put Johnson out in a situation like this? Certainly shows what they think of him early in his career.
Absolutely.
Here's a pass up ice to Payerl, down to the right side corner. Schilling following up on the play. Knocked the puck aside over to Gustafsson. And then Mashinter got run into by Liambis. And that knocked the puck away. Martin Lundberg up to Mashinter. Lowered the shoulder on Mike Liambis. Mashinter certainly has the edge when it comes to height and weight in that matchup, but we know Liambis very well from what he did for Rockford last year. He does not shy away from anybody. Here comes Johnson into the zone, able to get the puck deep for Rockford with 15 seconds remaining. Meanwhile, Kamenev able to lift the puck all the way around the boards back out to the neutral ice area. 5 seconds left in the second. Pass misses Lundberg. All the way back down into the Admiral zone, and that will do it for period number 2. So Rockford got on the board first, followed it up with another. First from McNeil, then from Dahlstrom. Those 2 goals separated by just a little under 10 minutes time, and then the Admirals get 2 in a minute and 1 second to knot things back up at 2 apiece. Overall, if you're the Rockford Ice Hogs, how would you feel looking back at that second period of play?
I'd be a little frustrated, I got to be honest. I mean, because they really had things in control, and then, like you said, in 1 minute, 2 goals scored, basically.
So
I'd be a little frustrated, but obviously it doesn't matter. But I would be a little frustrated in that locker room. But I mean, there's going to be some talk going on in that locker room that we can do better.
You're a guy who's been around hockey for a very, very long time. Always, it's fun to watch the back and forth, the way the 2 teams adjust during the game. If you're the head coach of the Rockford Ice Hogs, Ted Dent, do you stick with the game plan here and say, look, it worked for 39 out of the first 40 minutes of the game, or is there some sort of a change that you'd look for out of the Ice Hogs here?
Well, what I might do is maybe do some more stretch passes to back off some of the Admirals, just enough so they have to keep worrying about the stretch pass. So maybe every 5th shift or something, let's try and do a stretch pass. And that matters with which defensemen are out there. You only trust certain guys that can make that pass. But if you can do that, now guess what? Now they have to worry about that. Otherwise, I think that, like you said, I mean, it's 2-2. In 1 minute, they scored 2 goals. Otherwise, we were kicking their hiney, right?
I would think that would be more or less the message, as you say. And, you know, regarding the stretch pass, too, I'm sure that's not something that the Blackhawks would have any problem with the Ice Hogs developing down here. I know that's a weapon that Chicago has used a few times on their runs to a couple different Stanley Cup championships. When you got that defenseman who can make a long 60, 80-foot pass out of his own zone and spread the getting 2 goals in a minute and 1 second. The first of those just 21 seconds after the Ice Hogs jumped up by 2, and that is why we find ourselves in our current location. 2-2 the score as action is underway. No carryover power plays or penalties to either side. Puck is dumped into the Rockford zone. Ice Hogs skate left to right for the remainder of the regulation portion of this contest at least. Should we need overtime, they will switch ends for that. Here's Bond up ice towards Dowell and moved free as Irwin knocked it up ice for the Admirals. Backhand pass didn't connect. Bond able to take it away for Rockford. He swings it back to Svedberg, allowing the Ice Hogs to regroup out of their own zone. Mark McNeil able to control. Made one man miss, now another. Here's McNeil over the blue line. Gives the puck right side. Gustafson, big drive save made. Vicentin couldn't corral the rebound. Caro tried to toss it back in on goal. Couldn't get the angle on it. Instead, the puck to the blue line for Norrell. It's turned over right there. Chance to counter the other direction. Aberg into the zone as Floric cutting to the net. Dropped off instead. Past to Olney. Left side. Caro coming back. Able to break that one up. A nearly very dangerous scoring chance was set up because McNeil was trying to shield a puck back to Robin Norrell, and a dangerous puck skipped in on goal from the neutral zone. Good job to stop that one by Johansson. As Norrell was trying to quickly get rid of the puck, it hit a shin guard, and that's what led to the near breakdown of the Rockford zone. Here's a cross-ice feed that gets broken up as it went right through the legs of Murphy. Abbott forced it into the attacking zone. Mark McNeil in to help out as well. Caro has gone for a change. Luke Johnson has stepped out on the ice surface. Back down around into the right side corner. Now it ends up in behind the net. Murphy able to gather it up right there. Through center. Pass tipped away nicely by Johnson. Just about 2 minutes into the third. Still a 2-2 game. Johnson goes wide down the left side. Puck is off the glass and back down in behind the net. Shot free and then off the boards off the far side wing. Cross ice pass taken away by Polka. Quickly up to Johnson. Trying to get it towards the front of the net. Too much traffic that time. Puck ends up back down in behind the cage. Petter Granberg able to move the puck up ice as the Admirals enter the offensive zone. Left wing side, it's taken wide by Kirkland. He's able to swing around now into the high slot, still with control, turns and shoots, and Nolan Valou in the way of that opportunity. Blocked it away for Rockford. Out of the tape of Mashinter. Got knocked down with a shoulder check delivered by Kirkland. Bouncing puck through center ice, now fed right back out in front, racing for it as it was tapped forward. That opportunity was set up for Eric Robinson. He just couldn't catch up to it in time as Johansson came out of his net to play it. Puck around to the far side wall. PC Labrie shoots it back in deep for Rockford. Swings the puck all the way around to the near side. It's Olney. Down through the neutral zone. Tapped away from White, who gets hit by Labrie. Puck forward to Aberg. Snapped it to the top corner, and a glove save is made by Lars Johansson, and he hangs on. 16:59 still left here in the third. 2-2 the score right here at the BMO Harris Bank Center.
So as a casual fan, you're going to notice McNeil offensively. But what I notice, he's goal line to goal line defensively. He comes back hard and back checks. And that's what makes him a special player, in my opinion.
Well, it's basically what set up the goal he scored, too. If you look back at it, Nolan Valou was the one who made a really, really good defensive play after a 2-on-1 breakdown. But it went off of Valou's stick deep in his own zone, right to Mark McNeil, and then he did the rest of the work. If he had been not coming back all the way deep like you talk about, he never would have been in position to pick up that puck in his own zone to begin with. It's one of the things that coaches really like to talk about, using their defense to transition to offense as White throws a puck toward the front of the cage, rebound loose, and another save is made by Johansson. Made a couple of stops right out in front of the net once more to the Ice Hawk goaltender. 16:34 still left in the third, and the score remains knotted up at 2.
So I was talking to some Blackhawk coaches, Coach Q specifically. Patrick Kane had his best year ever last year. They said he played better defense than he ever played last year. People always go, oh, you're a goal scorer. No, because he came back, he was involved in more hockey, and that's why he was a better player.
It lets your dangerous players simply touch the puck more often, and you were talking about it before. At the end of the day, it can sometimes just become a numbers game where if you can get enough volume, eventually you'll be able to get what you're looking for, as Girard and Polka get into it a bit after Johansson catches a puck off the side of the net. And I mean, if you're the Chicago Blackhawks, you want Patrick Kane to touch the puck anywhere he is on the ice. Absolutely. With the type of player he can be.
And they're more involved, and then they're in the transition game, and now because you back-checked and stole a puck, you're that skilled offensively now, you've got numbers, because you just had a transition game.
Exactly.
So, yeah.
And it worked out obviously pretty well for Patrick Kane last season, and worked out well tonight for Mark McNeil as he gets his first goal of the year off a beautiful move through the neutral zone and went flying right past a couple defenders before finishing off a play in the attacking end. We're set now for a puck drop in the Rockford defensive zone. McNeil and Girard, and it is Mark McNeil who wins that battle. Puck comes away to Tanner Caro. He got trapped along the wall, deflected the puck to the line, couldn't quite clear. Now gets it up to McNeil, maybe a 2-on-1 with Abbott. McNeil walks in right side, he shoots, and a glove save is made by Vicentine. McNeil trying to sneak that one inside the short side goalpost, and that time Vicentine got the glove on it. How about the Blackhawks? We just saw it up on the Jumbotron here. We're down by 2 as time was starting to wind down. Forced overtime and come back to win 5-4 in a shootout. Great job by the Ice Hogs affiliate.
Do you have any info on the Cubs?
The last I saw on the Cubs, it was a 5-0 lead for Chicago. I haven't seen an update in probably a good 20 minutes to a half hour, so that score certainly could have changed by now. They got off to a great start to the Cubs against a pitcher that many consider to be the best in baseball right now in Kershaw.
Yeah.
Lundberg off the draw, fired a bouncing puck that skipped just wide of the right side of the net. Gathered up by Vladislav Kamenev and then settled down for a long pass up ice toe drag move. Norrell stayed with it to get the puck from Aberg. Trapped by Floric. Ice Hogs trying to clear, but Kamenev coming up ice stole it away from Gustafsson. Puck remains loose off the near side. Bond collides with Irwin. Rolling puck to Dowell, able to shield it over towards the boards. And did a nice job there, did Jake Dowell. That puck easily could have popped into the high slot. And he did everything he could to ensure that if that puck got turned over, it was on the wall. And the result was that the Ice Hogs cleared. And it's around to the far side boards and back out to center. Grabbed onto by Carrier. He took a bump, got the puck up ice, and then stolen back by Luke Johnson for Rockford. Dropped off to Gustafsson, left wing side of his own zone. Gustafsson skates up through center, takes the puck off to the left wing side, and then able to drive it into the attacking end all the way around the boards. A shoulder-to-shoulder collision between Langlois and Olney, and eventually the puck rolls back out to center, where Dahlstrom, fresh off the bench, is able to grab on. Gives the puck to Johnson. Tries to swing a pass wide left side, taken out of midair by Richard. Ends up in the right wing corner. Johnson bumped on the play by Olney, stays with it, and is able to tie up the puck along the wall. Freed it up towards Langlois, made one quick move, and was able to pop the puck onto the left wing side. Svedberg had his stick tied up along the wall. Puck sent right back up through center. That could have been a good opportunity to move forward on the play for a speedy forward, Anthony Richard, and then he sort of stopped skating on that play. If he would have hustled up ice, I don't think we would have seen icing there. Instead, the Ice Hogs get back, and they'll get a face-off in the attacking zone. 14:34 left third period.
Yeah, so there's the risk-reward. Swedberg did a nice job of pitching, but guess what? It didn't work, and now they had a guy on a stretch pass, so to speak, like we talked about.
Yep.
Would have been a breakaway, like you said, if he would have, or at least lost the icing, if he would have just worked harder.
Yeah, it looked like Richard maybe slightly off balance after trying to catch the puck. Didn't think he'd be able to make up that step, but we've seen tonight, got good wheels.
Yeah.
And credit once again Rockford, never giving up on a play, and we're in position there to get back and force the icing call. Here's Carrick. Tied up off the draw, the puck squirts aside, ends up on the tape of Olney, whipped around the boards, nobody home left side except for Carrick. He steals it back for Rockford. Hands off to Dowell in the corner, cycled behind the net, but Olney stepped in front to break up the play. Held by Dowell again along the wall. Carrick bumps the puck free that time from Olney. Got it back up to the blue line. Now it's Labrie. Down the boards. Couldn't quite get it to Dowell. Richard clears to center. Milwaukee will scramble to get a few new personnel out on the ice surface as Labrie works his way into the zone. Fires a wrister. Mark Vicentine down to the butterfly. Makes the save. 13 minutes, 55 seconds left here in the third. No goals yet in the final frame. We'll take a break. Be back with more Ice Hogs action coming your way just after this right here on your Rockford Ice Hogs Broadcast Network.
It's not too late to get your season tickets for the Ice Hogs 2016-17 season. Season tickets offer a number of exciting benefits, including up to a 33% savings off of individual game prices, an exclusive season ticket holder entrance for every game, and the same seat guaranteed for all 38 home games. Along with season tickets, the Ice Hogs also offer 20 game plans and special mini packs. To purchase season tickets, visit icehogs.com or call 815-847-6399. Rockford Ice Hogs Hockey. It's your game. AHL fans, you can be part of the conversation on the AHL's social media channels. Follow at the AHL on Twitter and Instagram, and keep up to date with the AHL on Facebook. Also, check out the AHL.com on your desktop or mobile device to keep up to date with the latest happenings around the league. Download the official AHL app, available in the Apple App Store and on Google Play, to get the latest news, scores, and highlights while you're on the go.
Welcome back out here to the BMO Harris Bank Center. Bob Mills alongside Tim Matilda with you here tonight. Ice Hogs and Admirals tied up at 2. 13:55 showing on the clock. Tanner Caro in to take the draw in the attacking zone. Ice Hogs led 2-0, and then eventually it was a quick succession, 1 minute and 1 second for Milwaukee to tie the game up at 2. Puck is hammered into the neutral zone by Milwaukee. Murphy skates into the offensive end, leaves the puck to the right side point. Long distance snapshot, not a lot of traffic out in front, and that gives an opportunity for Lars Johansson to snag that puck out of midair. That'll lead to a face-off. 13:40 left, third period, in a 2-2 game.
So we talked about in the first period the shot advantage for Rockford, but now it's 27-25, and that's pretty much how the game's gone.
It's been a tight contest, especially since Milwaukee evened things up. They had a couple of good chances on a power play that came right after they tied the game at 2 that Johansson had to be really, really sharp to keep the game tied. Rockford here in the third has managed to put a few good chances toward the cage and haven't found a way to beat their former goaltender, Mark Vicentine. So here's Caro off to the far side wall. Did a good job to win that puck free. Pass across to Dahlstrom and his skates. Tapped down to the corner. Up the wall, right side, Abbott took it away to Caro. Circles up the boards. Trapped there, but left for Dahlstrom. Now it's Abbott. Continued around behind the net. McNeil reaching for the puck. Couldn't quite get a stick blade on it in time. And that will allow Milwaukee to counter the other way. Robinson into the zone. Hooked away, found a trailer, walking in. It's Aberg. Had some trouble with a bouncing puck. Taken away up to Dowell. Robinson came back on him to slap the puck away. But the Ice Hogs maintain control to Spencer Abbott. Over the blue line, Abbott to Bond. Kicked it towards the left side corner. Got away from Irwin. Freed up the puck to Dowell. Bounced off him right back in on goal. Dowell keeps it alive away from the netminder Vicentine as he got tumbled down to the ice, did Dowell. Gustafson right side avoids a check, fires a shot. The save was made. Rebound just away from Dowell off the pads of Vicentine. Now across Gustafson, one-time shot tipped in front. It's just wide of the far goal post. Good look there as Gustafson let it fly. Puck away to the near side wing, back out into neutral ice. And Eric Gustafson with it again. Sends a pass rink wide to Norrell. Now it's Gustafson. Up ice, far side, skipped over the stick of Dowell. Back down to the Rockford zone, it's Gustafson. 12:02 to go, third period, 2-2 the score. Martin Lundberg hits the puck deep for the Ice Hogs as Rockford's in need of a line change. Polka trapped the puck, then got it down to the corner towards Johnson off the right side. Langlois there as well. Johnson backhand to the blue line. Svedberg winds up, shoots it intentionally wide, trying to bounce it back out in front. The Admirals sniffed that one out. It was taken away. Floric, I believe, the Admirals forward to get in front of that puck. And that allows it to be sent back through the neutral ice area. Brandon Maschinter settles to Polka. He stretches the ice up to Langlois. Here he comes, right wing side. Was watched closely by Olney. Puck freed up and spun high up in the air, back down towards the Rockford zone. Kamenev chasing, can't get there before Victor Svedberg. Svedberg hooked up just a bit, able to skate through it and flip the puck into the offensive end. He was just behind the red line, which will result in an icing call. 11:06 left to go, third period, 2-2. The score remains.
So your casual fan doesn't understand that on an icing, you have to keep the same guys on the ice. It didn't used to be that way years ago. So the ref looked at Polka was coming off the ice, and he looked at him and said, "You got to get back on the ice."
One of the ways that hockey as a whole tried to make it a little bit less of an incentive if you get trapped in your own end to just ice the puck.
Bingo. Yeah.
Now you have to keep those tired skaters out there. You see it impact
and you only
the
have
game.
one timeout too in a hockey game.
That's correct.
You know?
Yeah. So if you want to use it to rest a guy up for an icing play, for instance, You can only do that one time in a game. And then you don't get the chance, should you need to pull your goalie later, to try to use that timeout to get your best scorers back out on the ice. Here's a turnover in the defensive zone for Rockford, sent right back towards the blue paint, but kicked away from Johansson. Caro out of the corner, moves the puck around. Schilling able to lift it back out to the neutral zone. Murphy off the left side. Kirkland dumps the puck high up in the air. It rolls into the corner for Schilling. He's able to get a good bounce to clear the zone. Tim, does it look to you like the Admirals are trying more of the high, soft dump-ins as opposed to rimming it around the board as this game has
Absolutely.
gone on?
It's a soft dump, which forces your defenseman then to have to slow down to pick up the puck versus just waiting for a hard wrap and pick it up and go. It forces you as a defenseman to slow up to pick up the puck.
Is it a tactic that's used more commonly to try to slow up a team that's quickly getting out of their own end?
Absolutely.
This has been working here in the middle stages of this third period. I think the Ice Hogs had done maybe what you recommended, Tim, in terms of trying to get those pucks up ice quickly, and this is how the Admirals are looking to counter that.
Yeah.
So here we go. Past the halfway point of the third. PC Labrie right in front of his own bench in the neutral zone. Puck comes back to Olney. He's able to whip it away to the far side, and then it's shot into the Ice Hog zone by Carrier. Kamenev chasing, got pinned into the wall by Dowell. Loose puck to Gustafson. He had a close call on a one-timer earlier this period that Vicentine just did get a pad on. Good work by Carrick, left side blue line to keep the puck in the zone and get it deep for Rockford. That allows the Ice Hogs to make a change. Plenty of ice for Liambus to work through center. Flips it all the way down to the right side corner. Dahlstrom trying to trap a bouncing puck. Got it up towards Bond. He finds center. Bond still carrying the puck. Forced Murphy to step up against him and got the puck deep down to the corner boards. It's away to the near side. Now Kamenev over the blue line. Sends it into the high slot. One-touch play right out in front as Doherty was there and never got to him. It led to a quick slap off the right side. Then a blast from the blue line. Murphy got deflected wide off the end boards. It's sent back in on goal. Stedberg finishing a check there, and then Aberg gives him a whack after the whistle. That'll draw those two together. Vaughn comes in to even things up at 2-on-2. I don't think any penalty calls are coming the other way, and that might be fortunate there for Aberg. But with 8:31 left, starting to get into crunch time here in a 2-2 game. So we'll have to take a quick step aside for now. We'll have more Ice Hogs hockey coming your way just after the break. It's right here on your Rockford Ice Hogs Broadcast Network.
When the Ice Hogs win, you win. Back this season, the Rockford Ice Hogs are continuing winning weekdays presented by Fast Fuel. Each time the Ice Hogs win a home game held Monday through Wednesday, everyone in attendance wins a free ticket to the next weekday home game. Dollar Days are back for the 2016-17 season as the Ice Hogs are offering $2 beers, sodas, and companion tickets for every weekday home game. To get tickets, call 815-968-5222 or visit icehogs.com. Rockford Ice Hogs Hockey. It's your game. AHL fans, you can be part of the conversation on the AHL's social media channels. Follow at the AHL on Twitter and Instagram, and keep up to date with the AHL on Facebook. Also, check out the AHL.com on your desktop or mobile device to keep up to date with the latest happenings around the league. Download the official AHL app, available in the Apple App Store and on Google Play, to get the latest news, scores, and highlights while you're on the go.
Welcome back out here to the BMO Harris Bank Center. Bob Mills alongside Tim Mattilla with you here tonight. 8 minutes, 31 seconds is all that remains in regulation. Overtime would be no surprise for these two clubs. Last year they met 12 times. 5 of those games had to be decided in either overtime or a shootout. That included 3 in a row in the middle of the season.
So in overtime now in the American Hockey League, is it 3-on-3? Okay, that's exciting.
Indeed,
right?
it is. Yep.
You got to love that. It's 2-on-1 all the time, right?
Well, we like to watch it. Certainly, I know the goaltenders do not like it.
No.
I don't think the coaches are always really thrilled with it either. We talked about how teams generally focus on their defensive zone as the puck rolls in on goaltender Mark Vicentine for the Admirals, and a shower of snow follows. Mashins are involved, and here's some more pushing and shoving between the two clubs.
You know, in a 2-2 game with 8 minutes left, you really got to watch being that guy taking a dumb penalty at this point. And you watch Swedberg and Aber. Aber's 6 feet tall. Swedberg's at 6'9". I don't think he really wanted to go toe to toe, because the first 3 jabs are not going to be for Aber.
No.
Okay.
And you mentioned it too. I mean, he's on the boards. The play's been stopped for 3-4 seconds. You can see Aber's clearly angry. He's trying not to react, but he couldn't help himself at the last second and gave Swedberg a nice little whack there. That easily could have been called.
Yeah, for
and
sure.
And he was fortunate, I think, not to get a penalty there. I mean, that could be a game-changing play.
He's also fortunate that a ref was there to step in so he doesn't get touched.
Swedberg is a big man. That's an understatement. A face-off, though, in the attacking zone here for Rockford. 8 minutes, 21 seconds to go in the third. 2-2 the score. Puck trickles backwards off the draw. Nobody could get to it for Rockford. And so instead, the Admirals will come the other way. It's Robinson into the attacking and nearly forced a turnover. Good job by Gustafson to stick with it. And then able to lift the backhand high up in the air. It bounces down the Milwaukee zone. That will go for icing against Rockford. 8:04 now left third period. Score remains tied up at 2.
So we talked about that, but I see more flips. That was a flip, and then he's hoping that our guy can outrace their guy and get to the puck. Obviously we didn't, but it does open the game up a little bit.
It absolutely does. I mean, for one thing, even if you're the last man back for the team on the attack, you've got to be aware that, you know, if you don't get back in time, that icing's going to get voided. You could get trapped in your own zone pretty easily.
Right.
Instead, though, it's a face-off inside the Ice Hogs end. Luke Johnson against Vladislav Kamenev. Kamenev wins it cleanly to the line. Irwin didn't have a shooting lane, so put it behind the net for Kamenev. He works against Norrell up to the high slot area. Aberg couldn't handle the pass cleanly. It'll bounce away and back down into the Milwaukee zone. Irwin got it back up through center. Kamenev gloved it down and then pushed the puck into the zone. Quick play up to Carroll. Got it back down to the corner. Norrell, and a deflection from Abbott allows the puck to come back out through center into the Milwaukee zone. Mark McNeil on the forecheck. Nearly stole it from Irwin right in front of the net. Admirals get away though. Whip the puck into the Rockford end. Comes back down towards Girard. Missed Olney with the pass. That'll work just as well as a dump in here for Rockford. Puck around to the right wing side. Caro keeps it deep in the corner. McNeil able to separate that puck away. Svedberg got hit hard as he pinched in to hold the puck into the zone. Took a hit to make a play that time across. Caro shoots. What a stop made by Mark Byzantine. That puck came to Caro. He had a lot of net to shoot at, and somehow Byzantine got the glove up to deflect it aside. Now Svedberg walks in, shot, save, rebound loose. Hacked it a few times, still loose. Back to Svedberg, left point. Fake shot, Ballou with a one-time drive off of Shingarden wide. Back out in front, Abbott with a whack. Had his stick partially lifted, then knocks it free just wide of the cage. Mark McNeil stretching for a puck. Couldn't get that one around from Leambis, but that wasn't enough to cause the penalty slashing. And the Ice Hogs to the power play. All of that set up because Victor Svedberg was willing to step up and take a hit to make a play.
Yeah, great call. You're right.
He came up the boards on the left side. He saw that he was going to get hit if he stretched out for that puck, which he did, and it very nearly resulted in an immediate goal. It does result in a late period power play for the Rockford Ice Hogs here. Great job done by Victor Svedberg.
So what did you think about that penalty? I thought that was a little tick-tacky based on the situation.
I didn't see the slash cleanly, but we'll take it.
Oh, no, yeah. Are we supposed to be homers or evaluators?
I'm with you.
Okay.
But yeah, no, I agree. It was. I think if that penalty had gone against Rockford, we'd be
upset.
A little bit upset about it. Rockford to their third power play of the game. The Admirals have had 4. No power play goals so far. The Ice Hogs got both of their goals last night on the power play to take a 2-1 win over Grand Rapids. Power play goal here would be a big one for Rockford. Pass up ice, deflect off a skate blade, and could have been a 2-on-0 chance. Carrick just couldn't quite stay on side after that puck bounced off of him. 1:44 left on the power play. 6:29 to go, period number 3.
Okay, and people don't realize this, but by losing that face-off, you lose 20 seconds on your power play. The face-offs are huge. You know what I'm saying?
Ted Dent talks about it all the time.
Yeah.
But yeah, you're absolutely right. And Rockford, one of their power play goal that they scored last night, the first one of the game, clean face-off, win in the attacking zone. 10 seconds later, the puck's in the net.
Nice.
So you're absolutely right. It does change the entire complexion of your power play. The Admirals win another one here, and the puck off the glass back down to the Ice Hog zone. So here's Eric Gustafson. He'll stop up behind the net briefly before dishing a pass to McNeil. He was caught quickly at center ice. Puck turned over and sent back into the Ice Hog zone. Lars Johansson out to play the puck. Whipped it around. Tanner Kero will have to hustle with White right on him. Kero got it to Gustafson. His pass deflected, so no icing will be on the table here. Johnson, first one to it regardless. Got hit in the corner by Olney. Puck freed up and shot back down into the Rockford zone. Strong penalty kill effort so far here for Milwaukee, but plenty of time left for Rockford. Not quite a minute expired out of the 2 that they are given on this power play chance. Johnson into the zone down the right side. Elects to use the end boards to bounce a pass to Kero into the left wing corner. Kero skates behind the net, right back out in front. It hopped over the stick of Johnson. He was in a great scoring position there. Rockford will go for a line change with 46 seconds left on this power play. 5.5 to go in the third period. It's a 2-2 game.
That was their best zone entry so far on this power play.
The Ice Hogs did a nice job there, and it was set up nicely for Johnson. Just hopped over his stick plate. Puck is tied up in the corner. Worked around to the near side. Good job by Carrick. Races over to prevent a clearing opportunity. Polka goes across to Svedberg. He starts to skate down the left wall. Snap to pass across to Polka. Handles it, tried to throw it back out in front. And a nice defensive play made by Irwin. He knocked the pass down. Vicentine sliding out of the net, covers it up. 17 seconds left on the power play. 5:02 in the contest. 2-2 the score.
You know, and the way they've been playing, I thought a one-timer would have been perfect. But Polka looked like he didn't really have complete control of it. And that extra stick handling gave the goalie enough time to come over and challenge.
And that might be why Polka eventually elected to pass up the shot. It looked like he was trying to make a pass, at least from my vantage point, right before it got deflected away. Seeing Vicentine come over, not much of an angle. Here's Dowell to the face-off in the attacking zone. The Ice Hogs pretty much need to win this to get another chance on this power play. It's tied up. Bond, good battle, frees the puck to Dowell. Up top to Lundberg. Goes to the left side. It's Svedberg. He got cut off from the front of the net, tried to snap a shot through that got tapped aside by Carrier, and then a diving play by the Milwaukee defender clears the puck back out into the neutral zone area. Power play expires. Here's Bond down the right wing side. Takes the puck into the corner. Got hit by Olney. Puck freed up briefly. Olney now gets it. Dowell comes in to take it away. Bond helping out in the corner. Clearing attempt takes a weird bounce off the stanchion in the glass, but is moved away to Liambis, who flips the puck into the Rockford zone. Back to play it is Polk. Off the boards near side. Into the neutral ice area. It comes back down to Murphy. Up the boards, right wing wall. Got it out in front for Kirkland, who throws a backhand shot that is steered away by Lars Johansson. Tanner Kero takes the pass in his own zone. Wanted Abbott. Bouncing puck got away. Abbott continues to pressure on the forecheck. Locked up with Doherty. Now a feed up to the right side. Dahlstrom, no-look pass is picked off. Here's Richard with speed the other way. Back is Schilling, and a good poke check by the Ice Hog defenseman. Got that one out of harm's way up to Abbott. Partially fanned on a pass, but McNeil was able to control nonetheless. 3:43 still to go in regulation. Might be looking at overtime here tonight. That would be even more hockey for this Ice Hogs team that was in action yesterday, and we'll be right back here at home tomorrow. 4 p.m. matchup against Cleveland. First 1,500 fans of that game tomorrow afternoon will receive a clear tote bag, courtesy of Dr. Sexton Orthodontics. Here's the puck in the Milwaukee zone. Dowell trying to chase over to the near side. Granberg got there first. Whipped up through center. Kicked free by White. Hitting that puck deep to the Rockford end. Back is Gustafson. Then the puck to Norrell. Gustafson with it again. Off the skates of Mashinter at center. Robinson into the zone. Down the right wing side. Got away from one. Walks in on goal. And the save is made by Johansson as he dropped down and smothered that puck up against the side of the net. A good look there for Milwaukee. And the Ice Hog goaltender comes up with another big stop. 2:51 to go in period number 3. We've got a 2-2 score. We'll be back with more Ice Hogs action after this right here on your Rockford Ice Hogs Broadcast Network.
It's not too late to get your season tickets for the Ice Hogs 2016-17 season. Season tickets offer a number of exciting benefits, including up to a 33% savings off of individual game prices, an exclusive season ticket holder entrance that opens 15 minutes early for every game, and the same seat guaranteed for all 38 home games. Along with season tickets, the Ice Hogs also offer 20 game plans and special mini packs. To purchase season tickets, visit icehogs.com or call 815-847-6399. Rockford Ice Hogs Hockey. It's your game. AHL fans, you can be part of the conversation on the AHL's social media channels. Follow at the AHL on Twitter and Instagram, and keep up to date with the AHL on Facebook. Also, check out the AHL.com on your desktop or mobile device to keep up to date with the latest happenings around the league. Download the official AHL app, available in the Apple App Store and on Google Play, to get the latest news, scores, and highlights while you're on the go.
Welcome back here to the BMO Harris Bank Center. Bob Mills, Tim Mattilla with you here tonight. We have just 2 minutes and 51 seconds left in regulation. If neither side can snap the 2-2 tie, we will be heading into overtime. And as you mentioned earlier, Tim, it is 3-on-3 overtime should we need it. 5 minutes of action there. If neither side can score, we will head to a shootout. That is a best-of-3 situation as well.
Percentage-wise, though, with the 3-on-3, there's a lot more goals scored during the overtime than the shootouts, correct or not?
Oh, absolutely. And
Okay.
it did not treat Rockford well last season. The Ice Hogs lost 10 times in overtime last year. Here's Svedberg, dumps the puck in. Chasing it is Abbott. Kicked around behind the net. Now controlled by Tanner Carroll. He tried to get one into the high slot. Waiting for it was Billy Polka. The pass blocked away. Quick give and go between Carroll and Abbott. Not completed. Liambis takes it back for Milwaukee in his own zone. It's moved up ice, and Polka must have just gotten a piece of that one to avoid an icing call. So Rockford will be forced to come all the way out of their own end. Over to Mark McNeil. Down the left side of his own end. Polka bounces a pass off the boards to get it around to Svedberg. Moved away to Dowell. Now it's Dahlstrom. He lost it in the neutral zone. Here comes Floric into the offensive end. Aberg cross one-time shot off the right side from Kamenev, and it is cut off by Lars Johansson. The Ice Hog goaltender with another good stop there. 1:46 left in the third. It's a 2-2 game.
Well, I like number 91, Kamenev. The whole game, he just looked like a really solid hockey player.
He's good. He's got a great shot. Had a nice season last year, did Kamenev. And also had an opportunity to go play in the World Juniors tournament.
Oh.
Here's Jake Dowell. He did miss some time to injury last year as well, did Kamenev, but he certainly knows how to put the puck in the net. Puck is off the boards, off the face-off from Schilling. There's Kamenev again, knocking it down. Jake Dowell over to the near side wall. Puck handled by Lundberg. He scored his first North American professional goal in yesterday's game. It stood as the game winner in a 2-1 win for Rockford. Now Olney right through the neutral zone, able to toss the puck back down to the Ice Hog end. Puck comes around to the right wing side. Snap toward the cage, quick redirect. Johansson fought it off.
Oh.
I think a penalty call coming up here against Rockford. And it will be slashing against the Ice Hogs this time around. Aberg had his stick knocked out of his hands, I believe, is what drew the attention there. 1:09 left in the third period. Ice Hogs will have to kill off a penalty to get to overtime here.
You know, that ref's hand didn't go up until the player looked at the ref and went like this with both hands up, like, are you kidding me right now? Now I'm talking like a fan. that was, you know, there's a minute left in the game in a tie game. Really?
It'll be Martin Lundberg who has to sit down. 18:51 is the time of this penalty call. Fifth power play of the game for Milwaukee. I believe we have a timeout that's been called. The Admirals indeed have taken their timeout here. I'm sure they want to talk over their plan for what happens if they win the draw and if they lose the draw in the attacking zone.
So here, obviously it's my first day with you. So is there a rule that The announcers should not question the referee's call, or can I go ahead and once in a
No,
while?
that rule does not exist.
Are you okay with that?
Yeah.
Okay.
If you think you've seen something different.
Yeah, okay. I'm just saying there's situational hockey. You know what I'm saying? That's all. They're not supposed to care, though, what the score is and what
That's
time
right.
it is.
That's true.
That's
That is
the
the way
rule.
their job is laid out, is to
Correct.
call the game as the rule book states, whether there's 20 minutes left or 1 second left.
Yeah.
And we were talking about it before. We thought the slashing penalty that the Ice Hawks benefited from might have been a little soft as well, so
yeah.
This sort of balances that out. It's the 5th power play of the game for Milwaukee. They have not scored on their previous 4. The Ice Hawks are 0 for 3. Looking a little bit ahead, if the Ice Hawks can kill off 1 minute and 9 seconds of time on this power play, it would carry over into overtime as well.
So that would be a 4-on-3 then?
It would, yes.
Okay.
Yes, indeed. Kamenev wins the draw for Milwaukee, and a pass back to the blue line, got deflected away, back out through center. The Admirals will have to start from their own zone. And should another penalty occur in overtime to the Ice Hawks, while that one's still active, it would move to a 5-on-3. Here's the puck around to the far side. Svedberg got it away. A backhand pass. McNeil was open. It was nearly cut off. If you're going to make that backhand pass out of the corner, you got to be sure, and you have to make that pass hard.
Yeah.
That one nearly picked off right in front of the net. But the Ice Hawks recover and clear. Half a minute still left here in regulation. Here's a turnover by Milwaukee. Working his way up ice, Langlois one-on-one, toe drag, move right back out in front, and the goaltender Vicentine just got the stick blade on it to poke it away before Langlois could get a backhand shot away. What a job done shorthanded there. And then as Milwaukee tries to re-enter the attacking zone, offside is called. 17.3 seconds left here in the third. It's a 2-2 game.
So, speaking as a coach, I'm going to have my best center face-off guy taking this draw. That's it.
Jake Dowell's out on the ice.
Is he their best guy?
He was last year for
Okay.
sure. As you talked about before, you're 3-4 games into the season. Kind of probably hard to really peg that, but yeah, Jake Dowell last year, I think by far Rockford's best face-off man. And he's that, we talked about it, veteran guy. He's been around, he's seen it all. He's a good defensive player. He's good on the draw. And he's able to win this one backwards. And then Gustafson got to it, flipped it up to Dowell, who snapped it back down into the Milwaukee zone. Alexander Courier blew a tire coming back there, which cost a few seconds. Still time, though. Into the zone comes Gortz. He got stood up along the boards by Gustafson, and that's enough to draw an end to period number 3. So we head to overtime in a 2-2 score. Now, here's one area where things have changed a little bit over the summer in the American Hockey League. It used to be at the end of regulation, they would bring the Zambonis out onto the ice. They would do a dry scrape, meaning the Zambonis would go around, gather up all the snow, essentially, that gets put down on top of the ice surface during the course of a game, get that off the ice, and then teams would resume action. In order to sort of speed up the transition between the end of regulation and the start of overtime this year, those of you watching on WIFR's Justice Network 23.3 or on AHL Live can see what they do this year is they take about a minute of time. They send the ice crews out onto the ice surface to shovel up as much of that snow as they can, and then action will immediately resume.
As a fan, I like that because
Me too, yeah.
20 more minutes, 15 minutes to 20 minutes sitting around again.
And typically,
you're probably going to lose half of your crowd.
Yeah, to run that dry scrape, I want to say, I never actually timed it out. I think usually you were looking at about 8 to 10 minutes time to get the action resumed. But as you mentioned, not only is it kind of a long time to sit around for the fans, but if you're a player, you're getting ready to jump into 3-on-3 hockey. You've only got 5 minutes. There's no time to really ease back into the game. You sit around for 10 minutes, you're not skating. It's not really good for the players in terms of avoiding injuries. So I think this is just it's a good rule for everybody. It speeds the game up. It keeps the players in the moment. It doesn't give them time to let their muscles get cold. And I think we're going to see some exciting hockey here. Of course, Rockford will be shorthanded on a 4-on-3 for 51 seconds still here to start overtime. And you probably have seen this many times, Tim. 4-on-3s usually are a little bit more dangerous than 5-on-4s.
4-on-3 is better than 5-on-4 because you got more time and space and you got more room to make plays. So there's no question about it.
So a little bit of a dangerous situation. The Ice Hogs benefited from some overtime power plays last year. They also saw a few teams score power play goals in overtime against them during the regular season. So certainly their work will be cut out for them here. Mark McNeil out here along with Billy Polka and Jake Dowell. So Rockford going with the 2 forwards, 1 defenseman set up here to start the penalty kill effort. A little bit under a minute of time to kill for Rockford.
And Dowell is still taking the draw. Makes sense.
Defensively responsible, good face-off man. And McNeil, you talked about him playing a good 200-foot game. I think maybe being rewarded by head coach Ted Dent here, showing faith in McNeil. Mark McNeil also led the Ice Hogs in shorthanded goals last year, was the only player to score multiple ones of them, even though the Ice Hogs as a team put home 12. So here's Aberg for Milwaukee into the zone. His overtime is now underway. Murphy towards the net, snapshot, and the stop is made by Johansson. Plenty of time for the Ice Hogs to recover the loose puck. They calmly get it back to Billy Polka, who lifts it down ice. The Admirals still have time for another rush, though, with 22 seconds left on the power play. Aberg in, drops the pass to Murphy. High slot area. It's Irwin to Murphy. One-time shot blocked nicely there by Dahlstrom. Puck comes back to Murphy near wall, but an errant pass is back out to the neutral zone. 7 seconds is all that is left as the puck is picked up by Irwin in his defensive zone. 2 seconds on the power play. Now 1. Aberg over the line, racing to get back in the play. Here is Lundberg. Aberg had his pocket picked by Billy Polka. We are back to 4-on-4 hockey, which will become 3-on-3 at the next whistle. Lundberg with it, sends the puck towards the front of the net, got caught up in a skate blade. Plenty of time for Aberg back in his own zone. Caro to the bench to finish a line change. Lundberg, nice job through the neutral zone, working against Murphy. And the puck then to Svedberg for Rockford. He's deep in his own end, across to Dahlstrom. Pressured in the corner, Dahlstrom gets rid of the puck, but Payerl took it back. His wrister blocked out in front by Svedberg. Puck trickles free as Florek reaches along the left side back to the blue line. Big drive save made, rebound loose, kicked away. It's gathered back up by Olney. Put it down into the corner, held by Payerl, centering feed. Abbott back defensively, hooked up his man. May have saved a goal as Florek couldn't get a shot off quickly, but Rockford right back to the penalty kill. 3:15 left here in overtime. Rockford will be challenged again on a 4-on-3.
Well, that was a hooking, I get it. But once again, you know, I'm talking about situational refereeing, but you're not supposed to. I thought we had 2 nice shot blocks, though. Svedberg and Dahlstrom both had really nice shot blocks.
2:45 into overtime, the time of the penalty, or pardon me, 1:45 into overtime, the time of the penalty. It will lead to a 4-on-3 situation for Milwaukee. It is their 6th of the game. 6 power plays allowed, the most of the season in a single game for Rockford. 34-32, the shots on goal. The Ice Hogs holding a very slight edge there. Kamenev wins the draw. Admirals will have plenty of time to set up here, the full 2 minutes to work. Kamenev with the puck in the high slot. Fake shot, dishes right side. Irwin shot, good block by Polka. Comes right back though to Irwin. Dowell watching the high slot area as Kamenev tripped over him. Right back up to his skates, puck along to the left wing side. It's Aberg now, skates into the high slot. Kamenev off the right side, takes the pass, dishes one across McNeil. Good awareness, came back to break up the play. It is held in the zone though by Milwaukee. 30 seconds gone from the power play. Pass to Kamenev in his skates. Now he'll get it again. One-time drive, blocked by Polka to McNeil. He got pressured immediately, didn't have an angle to clear. So it's held by Irwin. Wines fires, tipped in front, save made. Johansson, rebound loose, knocked aside by McNeil to Dowell. And on the backhand, he clears it out of the zone. Just about half the power play gone here for Milwaukee. And a much-needed line change for Rockford. Lundberg and Carrick come out. Polka remains on the ice. Here for the Hogs. Puck moved to Gortz down the right side. Dropped off to Irwin at the blue line. Skates into the high slot. Now Kamenev, right circle, cross ice feed. Good stick by Lundberg, deflected away. He pressures against Aberg and clears it out of the zone. Good hustle there by Lundberg. Right back into Kamenev. He plays the puck to himself in the slot, then gives it to Irwin into the right circle. No lane with Polka in his way. Now, once again, Kamenev winds up, fake shot, dishes away, left side pass in front, and Polka able to get a little bit of a stick on that from Gortz to knock the puck wide. Kamenev out of the corner, still 25 seconds to go, big blast from the line, and the save is made by Lars Johansson, and no rebound given up off the leg pad. He covers it up, 22 seconds left on the power play for Milwaukee, 1:37 left in overtime. It's a 2-2 game.
And Kamenev had basically a Gretzky shift. He was out on the ice maybe 4 out of the 5 minutes in the overtime.
And that's one of the other benefits you get from a power play in OT is that some of your skilled players might not be forced to dig into the energy banks quite so much. They can have an impact on a larger portion of the overtime period. Rockford here has taken a timeout, I think, an effort to get their best penalty killers rested up. At this point of the game, if you're Rockford, are you hoping to get the game to a shootout?
Yes. I mean, let's be honest. I mean, these have been 2 4-on-3s that they've had to kill.
A raucous cheer comes up from the crowd.
Does that mean Cubs win? Cubs win?
It looks like the Chicago Cubs have won. At the very least, there are some fans that have the iconic Cubs W flag. I'm assuming that means the game is over.
Yeah.
I think most Cubs fans have been through enough jinxes not to declare a win until the game has actually ended.
I don't see a goat anywhere in the building, and I don't see Steve Bartman anywhere in the building.
I'm assuming that the game has ended. I'm not going to officially declare it, though.
No, I get it.
I'm not going to be held accountable. So Jake Dowell defensively, timeout has ended. Couldn't get this face-off backwards. It comes instead to Courier. Gives it to White, who scored from right in this spot back in period number 2. Shot blocked by Polka, still loose. Whacked at by the Ice Hogs and cleared out of the zone as we have just 7 seconds left on the Milwaukee power play. Byzantine plays the puck up ice. It is handled there by Murphy. Off to the near side, Courier not able to slide past Dowell. Shoots it up ice. Out of the penalty box. Just hopped away from Abbott. Still into the offensive end here. Abbott puts on the brakes over to the far side wall. Dishes across Gustafson. Toe drag into a snapshot. Couldn't get that one away, but fights it back to keep control for Rockford. Gustafson down to the corner. Battled free by McNeil. Final minute of overtime. Tanner Caro to McNeil behind the net. Trapped there by Alexander Courier. It's Caro to Gustafson. Caro again, right on the blue line. Good bit of stick handling to hold the zone. Up top, Gustafson makes one move, snapshot, and that one just wide of the net. Back up to Abbott, left side circled across Gustafson. One-time drive, block, trickles in on goal, right into the glove of Byzantine, and he holds on. Good pressure from Rockford, and for the final 33.7 seconds of overtime, we'll get to see 3-on-3 for the first time.
Yeah, that's a little crazy, huh?
2 penalties by Rockford, 1 carrying over from regulation, but that ate up nearly 3 minutes of action, and you can't go back down to 3-on-3 when the penalty expires. A player does have to leave the penalty box, and so you play 4-on-4 until there's another whistle. That took the other nearly 4.5 minutes of this overtime.
So if there's a shootout, does the Zamboni come out and go down the middle? Like the old days?
I don't think so. I
Okay.
haven't seen that yet. I don't believe that there's a dry scrape at all. Maybe we'll find out.
Yeah.
Right off the face-off, Kamenev working against Luke Johnson, who tied up the puck on the boards. Over to help out is Langlois. Couldn't get it away. Aberg tapped the puck free. Good work by Johnson. Coming back from Rockford, but then it was taken by Kamenev. Walks in left side, one quick move. Poke check by Johansson. Puck still loose in a wrister. Never got through to the front of the net. Taken by Gustafson. 10 seconds left here in overtime. Saucer feed towards Langlois. Trying to get one final shot away. Langlois in down the right wing side. 2 seconds left into the corner. Puck behind the net. That will do it. Overtime comes to a close. Rockford, though, has got to feel great about the fact that they were able to get it this far after being shorthanded for the vast majority of the overtime period.
Yeah, no question about it. Okay, so you've said toe drag about 4 or 5 times today. Besides Mario Lemieux, have you ever seen many toe drags work at the pro level?
It doesn't work very often.
Okay.
It does look great when it does, though.
Oh, yeah. I mean, every youth hockey player is like, oh, yeah, that's what I do all the time. Yeah. But the fact is, at this level, a toe drag is not going to happen.
Yeah.
Unless you're Mario.
And part of the reason why it worked for Lemieux was, well, A, he was an incredible hockey player, but B, he was such a big guy. And,
6'5".
and when he was pulling off a toe drag move, he would take that puck about as far as he could possibly reach from his body and then drag it all the way back the other way. I mean, you're talking about moving the puck, I don't know, 10 total feet by the time the move was completed. I mean, most people just don't have the physical tools at their disposal just from a size perspective to pull off that move the way Lemieux would do it.
Yeah.
So here we go, no scrape, leading into a shootout. Best of 3, Spencer Abbott is the first shooter here for Rockford.
So home team gets to decide if they want to shoot first or second, correct?
That is correct.
And I like going first to put the pressure on the other team, assuming victory, assuming a goal.
All right, I like it. There we go, some insight from Tim Mattilla, Illinois Hockey Hall of Famer, a man who has coached quite a bit of hockey in his day. Spencer Abbott, the first shooter for Rockford. First time this season the Ice Hogs have gone to a shootout. Brief delay here while the referees make sure everything is set, and here we go. So it's Abbott, slowly into the zone, takes his time to the slot, stick handles, backhand, forehand, score! Great stick handling by Spencer Abbott, and he got Byzantine down and out, just tucked that one home, and the Ice Hogs get a goal right off the bat.
That looked like he's played before. That was very calm.
Once or twice. Next up, it's White for Milwaukee. Matt White, here he comes down, one hand on the stick, stick handles, puck bobbled on him, may have had Johansson leaning, but couldn't get that clean shot away, so he will miss, and so Rockford, after one round, is able to take the advantage.
And there's the idea of having the pressure now on the opposing team, correct.
A goal by Mashinter here would require a goal from Milwaukee to continue the action. Here's Mashinter over the blue line. Here he comes into the slot, snapshot, Byzantine down to the butterfly, makes the save. And so a chance here for the Admirals to even things up going into the final round. It's Anthony Richard who will take this shot. You and I both mentioned today, Tim, that he's looked pretty strong. Here's Richard, very wide, left side, stick handles, backhand, shot stuffed by Johansson as he kicked it away. And we go to our final round here. It'll be McNeil. If he scores, this is over.
Otherwise, I would think that they would come back with Kamenov. I don't know what you think. But.
Yeah, that would probably be my expectation as well. Hopefully we won't have to find out. Here's McNeil. He takes it wide, left side, right hand shooting forward. McNeil walks in, he shoots, he scores! Mark McNeil puts it home. A shootout win in the home opener for Rockford. The Ice Hogs take it 3-2 over Milwaukee. And what a game these fans got to see here tonight, Tim.
And the Cubs won, maybe.
Perhaps.
Perhaps.
Nice move by McNeil, though. I like the way he took that puck wide, got the goaltender shifting a bit, and then just nothing fancy when he got in close. He picked a spot and buried the opportunity.
If you can get a goalie moving, that's a great advantage.
And McNeil used that advantage to put the puck home. Lars Johansson gives up nothing in the shootout, and the Rockford Ice Hogs 3-2 shootout win over the Milwaukee Admirals. That's two straight wins now for the Ice Hogs as they pull back to 500 on the season, 2-2-0, but they'll be certainly challenged again tomorrow afternoon when the Cleveland Monsters come to town. Here's Chris Tolton with the 3 stars of the game.
Tonight's number 2 star from Rockford, 28, Mark McNeil.
Number 2 star? I don't want number 1 star. I don't know.
Tonight's number 1 star
from Rockford. In goal, 31, Lars Johansson.
Yeah, if it wasn't going to be Mark McNeil, figured it would be Johansson. He was incredible, especially when the Ice Hogs were shorthanded at times tonight. Have an opportunity now down towards ice level. It'll be Mark McNeil joining Kevin Peters.
Hello everyone, I'm here with number 2 star, Mark McNeil. Mark, you had a goal in the second period and you had the game winner in the shootout. Take us through that shootout goal. What'd you see from the goalie?
I just thought I'd come down wide and, you know, late in the game, the ice was a bit choppy, so didn't really think about Deacon. Might have saw it rolled up on me too, but just tried to settle it down and shoot low blocker.
And we have another game for tomorrow here at 4 p.m. What are you guys going to look to focus on to improve on for that game tomorrow?
Yeah, you know, we did a lot of things well tonight, and you know, we just got to take the positives out of tonight, and it's going to be our 3rd game in 3 nights tomorrow, so it's a matter of going home, getting some rest, and start preparing for tomorrow.
All right, thanks, Mark. That was for Mark McNeil with the Rockford Ice Hogs.
So Kevin Peters joining Mark McNeil down at ice level there. Tim, we'll take a quick step aside, though, but certainly a lot to break down in this contest. Real good win for the Rockford Ice Hogs here today. We'll take a quick break for now. Rockford Ice Hogs post-game show coming up after the break. We'll have that for you right here on your Rockford Ice Hogs broadcast network.
When the Ice Hogs win, you win. Back this season, the Rockford Ice Hogs are continuing winning weekdays presented by Fast Fuel. Each time the Ice Hogs win a home game held Monday through Wednesday, everyone in attendance wins a free ticket to the next week.